What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Tuesday night. It is Tuesday Night Titans, episode 147 for your Tuesday, May 19th, 2026. I'm your host, JD from New York. As always, joined by the one and only, the man who I think probably would have lasted longer than Gina Carano on Saturday night, the Silent Monster. What's going on, bro?
Oh, I definitely lasted longer than Gina has. I would like to think most people have. I mean, that's pretty crazy, considering how everybody, all the money that was paid to attend the event for one fight, and that fight goes 17 seconds.
Which is why I don't watch MMA. Saturday night.
But that's
show.
the excitement of it, though. You never know when it's going to end. It could end at any moment.
Yes, I know. But I would rather have that money in my pocket, honestly.
See, but you said something very bad before.
Already? We just started. What did I say?
I know. You said the date.
What did I say? May 19th.
Can't say that date.
What's the symbolism with May 19th?
Oh, my God. Chat, please, for the love of God, let this man know.
What did I do? May 19th.
Terrible indiscretion that he has committed here. May 19th. Did you not remember Kane? Do you not remember the movie? Do you not remember See No Evil?
You know what? You're probably gonna dump me after this. I've never seen See No Evil.
Yeah, well, you don't even have to see it, dude. They turned it into a storyline on the show. Anybody who said the date, Kane would just flip out.
I'm sorry.
And he would just start beating people up. Shawn Michaels was like making fun of him for it. You remember that time Shawn Michaels was like the guest referee for a match? And he put a shirt on Rob Conway and had May 19th written all over it.
No, I don't remember this. No.
Were you watching back then?
Of course I was, man. My memory's shot. I'm sorry.
But this is something that you don't forget. If you've seen it, you don't forget it. I'm very disappointed.
Listen, let me get you back on the team of not being disappointed in me. Last night after the Raw post show, I'm like, Jason said something about the back rooms. So I go on YouTube and I go down the rabbit hole of back rooms because I wanted to see what the trailer was about. Because you said you went to go see Obsession, and you said Obsession was great. Now I don't know what Obsession's about, but you said it was kind of like mentally fucked up. So I'm like, I like those types of things. I don't like sheer terror and horror and jump scares and all that stuff. But I went to go look at the backroom stuff, man. I'm bought in, man. I got to go see this movie.
Well, did you see the right one? Because everyone has their take on it, but like the main one is the Kane Pixels one.
Yeah, that's the channel I was on, and I watched something last night called The Lost Files or something like that. Okay.
Well, no, as long as you were on his channel, he's kind of the main guy, and he's the one actually directing the new movie. So that's the one that you want to see, and yeah, now you're all ready to go because the Backrooms is out next Friday.
I know it's next Friday,
but you really should see Obsession though.
Is it really that good?
It's the best movie I've seen all year.
Am I going to be like fucking jumping out of my seat scared, or what type of horror is it? Like a psychological horror?
It's scary. I mean, there are people who even like really watch horror a lot, and it takes a lot to scare them. And it's more like unnerving. Like there are some moments where there are jump scares, but it's not like just a jump scare movie. It's just the premise of it is very interesting, and the performances, especially by like the main female lead, is exceptional. And it will make you very uncomfortable.
All right. I don't know if my old self can handle that type of thing, but let's start with the Backrooms first. If I survive that, we'll maybe think about Obsession, but Backrooms has got my interest for sure. What's the creature there, man? It's like I don't know what it was in the Lost Files video I saw on his YouTube channel. It looked like a makeshift creature with wires and a television for a head. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it's I don't know how it'll be in the movie, but it's sort of, I think they call it the entity. I'm not really sure exactly what it's supposed to look like. You kind of get glimpses of it, I feel like. But it's not just about that, though. There's just an overall creepiness about the Backrooms, and you never know what you're going to run into. It's not like there's like this one monster, like it's, like a monster movie or something. But yeah, I think it's like the entity, and again, everybody has their own take on it. Some people have created their own version of the Backrooms, and then they throw in all kinds of shit. His I like because it's sort of, a lot of it is implied. Like there's a lot of dead time. You're walking around and it's like, okay, you're lost and you're going through the same rooms over and over again. And then like, boom, you get hit by something really weird and it just weirds you out. Again, it's unnerving. So that's kind of what I like about it. I'm very curious to see how they adapt it to the big screen, you know, but I have faith in it because again, it's Kane. Kane Parsons is the one who did the movie, and I think it's going to be good.
All right. Well, like I said, it's got my interest. We'll see what happens there. But you mentioned Dead and Lost. Sounds like WWE nowadays. We'll definitely get into what happened on Monday Night Raw. Obviously, the big story coming out of Raw was Brock Lesnar returning. He's now unretired. He Mark Henry'd us, minus the pink salmon suit. So we'll talk about that, what it means. I know there were a lot of people that were upset that he actually came back after the symbolism of the MMA gloves and the boots left in the ring. We'll talk about that.
The most exciting part of the entire show last night.
Well, that's what I said. If they didn't have Brock Lesnar last night, we're probably looking at a very abysmal show. So
I mean, it was mostly abysmal anyway. But like, if you take the shock element out of it and the way the crowd reacted to it, because they genuinely were not expecting it. I mean, we could certainly debate the merits of whether or not it should have happened or not, but it was easily the most exciting thing on that entire show last night.
It was. And this is a show that does not include CM Punk because he's now gone missing. So I don't know where he is or where he's vacationing nowadays, but the product certainly needs him back. So we'll talk about Lesnar. We'll talk about the other big thing on Raw where we have tribal combat in Clash in Italy. I don't know. I wish they would tell us what tribal combat actually is because, I mean, if you're watching Monday Night Raw last night, you could have easily said that Finn Balor and JD McDonough wrestled tribal combat last night. We don't know what it is.
They aired a video package. They aired a video package about tribal combat.
What is it?
It's two members of the tribe who are going to go into combat. It's like any other WWE plunder match where there's no disqualifications. You have to win by pinfall or submission.
Did Michael Cole say Roman Reigns is undefeated in tribal combat? Is that what he said last night?
He is.
So he wrestled Jey Uso in tribal combat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he wrestled Cody Rhodes.
No, that was Bloodline Rules. You got to get it right, JD.
Okay, what's the difference between Bloodline Rules and tribal combat? Is there a difference?
Well, look, we're not talking about Bloodline Rules. We're talking about tribal combat. The other tribal combat match that he won was on the Netflix premiere against Solo Sikoa, where he got the Ula Fala, and that was also tribal combat.
Okay.
And so there you go. Now here's the thing about don't make fun of it. Come on now, you got two distinctly different types of matches. They're so different.
Yes, like so different, man. I can't tell them apart.
Unbelievably different. But the thing that I laugh at here is that, because I made the same comment on my end about how we had a no disqualification match just last night on the show between Finn Balor and JD McDonough that basically was like an Irish version of tribal combat, like Irish combat. And so what's the difference between that and tribal combat? And I had people point out to me that if you remember the rules from the very first one, other members of the family are not supposed to be able to get involved until the match is over. They can't show up. They can't get involved. But the thing is, like, if you think back to that first one at SummerSlam 3 years ago, multiple people got involved in that match. Jimmy Uso got involved. I think Solo Sikoa got involved, and that was never addressed.
Cody Rhodes got involved in that one, didn't he?
No. That was the same show where he beat Brock. No, I don't remember him being involved in the main event. But the point is, like, there were other members of the family who got involved. So they broke their own rules. So the reality is there is no difference. Like, there legitimately is no difference between tribal combat and any other type of extreme rules type of freaking match. You're going to get your freaking kendo sticks and your Slim Jim tables and, you know, all the other shit that you're accustomed to seeing.
Oh man, you broke it down beautifully, man. Now I'm ready to go for Clash in Italy.
However, what they should do, and maybe they mentioned this. If they did, I didn't hear it, but it would make sense. Is the loser of tribal combat should have to be forced to acknowledge the winner.
Yes,
that's the whole premise of the story, right? Roman shows up every week and wants this guy to acknowledge him, and he refuses to. So if he loses, then he should be forced to acknowledge Roman Reigns. That should be the stipulation.
Yes, I agree.
I don't know why we have to overcomplicate this.
Well, hopefully going into that show, they do lay that out. I'm hoping. So,
and by the way, I do have to, because it's very noticeable, and I have to draw attention to this beautiful design that we have now, this beautiful layout here on screen, just kind of updating things here on TNT.
Yeah.
And just blue is my favorite color, so I mean, you won me over with that alone.
There you go. That's our guy Sal Rex. He did that, and funny enough, we're going to transition into this beauty. We got a new T-shirt design. Now, I came to Jason with this concept because this idea had come from me just finishing Stranger Things, and I went on a whole '80s kick, and obviously I was born in '82, and I love that era, and I love early Metallica. After Black Album, it gets a little dark, but Ride the Lightning from Metallica is my favorite album from them. And then Master of Puppets. So we started with Ride the Lightning, and this is heavily inspired by Metallica's Ride the Lightning. We got a new Tuesday Night Titans design, Best of the Best. And we have this now available on fourthwall.com. Link for that is down in the description. So if you guys want to get this beauty, you can go and order yours right now. I just put them on sale literally a half an hour ago. So make sure you guys go get yours today. And that will be the design there for TNT. So very happy with that. That's also a Sal Rex made design. And shout out to him, man. He does great work. So there you go.
Absolutely.
So we're going to get into things here, guys. Super chats are open. Best way to support the show. We already have a mini bomb from Havili. Thank you, brother. Let's read his here because he is a VIP on the show. He comes in with a 50 bomb. And he says, what's up, JD and Solomon? Shout out from Brisbane, Australia. What is your favorite PLE from 2006? Thoughts on Ronda Rousey's return fight against Gina? What WrestleMania should be The Undertaker, or should have The Undertaker retired undefeated? 26, double retirement with Shawn, 28, 29.
28. Of those options, I would say 28. End of an era could have been end of an era, and it wasn't.
Yeah, that was incredible. I'd probably go with that, too. One of my favorite WrestleMania matches of all time. Thoughts on Ronda and Gina? What did you think about that?
I mean, I don't know what people were expecting. It went pretty much the way that I thought it would, where she always goes for the armbar. Gina, I know Ronda hadn't fought in 10 years, but Gina hadn't fought in 17 years.
And she lost 100 pounds.
She lost. So look at me, for her, it forced her to get into the best shape that she's been in years and get healthier. So you can't look, think about what she got out of it, right? It motivated her to lose 100 pounds, and she got paid. They claimed $1 million. She got a lot more than that. She got probably a few $1 million out of it. So she made out just fine. She didn't even take any damage. Like her face, she wasn't all mangled. Her face wasn't, all fucked up. So she made out great. And then Ronda, of course, she got the win. She gets to now write the final chapter of her career the way that she wanted to. Instead of going out with a loss, she gets to go out with a win, because I believe Netflix is actually working on a movie about her life. And so there you go. There's the storybook ending right there. She gets to end it with a win. And she got paid a lot more. I think they claimed $2 million. Again, I'm sure she got a hell of a lot more than that. What did you expect? It was going to be short. These are two women who, if you combine the amount of time that they were out of the cage, 27 years. 27 years. What? Did people think this was going the distance?
No, it was just putting a red ribbon on Ronda's career. And Ariel Helwani just broke this 3 hours ago. The match peaked at 17 million global viewers. The final three fights did 12.4 million viewers. Domestically, the main card averaged 9.3 million viewers, and it peaked at 11.6, making it the most watched MMA event ever in the United States. So I would say it's a success.
But you would expect that, because, again, it was like you put together a big marquee fight with names, even if they're names from the past, and it's like the freak show attraction. It's like CBS many years ago. You remember Kimbo Slice?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there you go. I mean, like they were featuring people like that because you get these attractions, and it doesn't matter if they're the best fighter in the world or they haven't fought in 5 or 10 years. It doesn't matter. Like, that was what the event was sold on. That's why I said, like, when I talked about it, I said they got paid millions of dollars not to fight. They got paid millions of dollars to promote the fight. Ronda was out there doing interviews with Ariel and everybody else. So I don't know how much press Gina was doing, but like they were out there doing interviews with like all these different outlets and getting people pumped up for Jake Paul's promotions, his first big event. Like, you know, MVP promotions, they couldn't ask for anything more. They got what they wanted out of it. The undercard wasn't very interesting. It was kind of sad, honestly, to watch some of those fights. Like, I remember, and I was never like a huge hardcore MMA guy, but I have seen Nate Diaz fights, and then I'm watching him, you know, on Saturday, and he's like, you could tell like he's so gassed.
Well,
and
yeah,
then
like a sadistic son of a bitch. I was hoping he came back and they let him go off for the second round, but they stopped it.
Well, because his fucking skin is like tissue paper. Like all he does is if you blow on him, he'll bleed. He looked like he was in a freaking car accident. Like you couldn't allow him in good conscience to go back out there for another round. He was going to lose all the blood in his body. So some of it was just sad, honestly. But you know, I'm not shocked it went the way it did. The women did what they were supposed to do, and they got paid, and now they get to go. I mean, Gina says she might want to fight again. She doesn't have to fight again.
No.
I don't know what else she would do, but like she doesn't have to fight again. And Ronda's like, yeah, I don't want to fight again. Of course not, because then you run the risk of losing. Because honestly, like, who would she even fight?
Everyone's like, Ronda's scared of Cyborg.
You know, I haven't even heard Cyborg's name mentioned in years. Like, is she even fighting anymore?
I don't know. People are fucking ridiculous.
I mean, the knock on her, I remember back then the knock on her was like, oh, she'll roid it up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, well, is she even fighting anymore? I'm not even sure. Is there any other women's fight for her, for Ronda, that would even be like attractive to people?
No, there's not one. I mean, Amanda Nunes, maybe.
I'm sure she would love that. I don't think Ronda would.
No.
I don't think Ronda would do it.
No, of course, Ronda's finished. Ronda didn't want her WWE wrestling career to be the last thing people know of Ronda Rousey. She wanted this, and that's it. Goodbye. Now she go home to make babies, and she's gonna live a nice life on her farm. That's what she wants.
That's it. She doesn't have to fight another day in her life. She got what she wanted out of it.
The production was great. Morrow on commentary was great. Francis Ngannou, I thought, you know, he still got it. He's still a big fucking beast.
Sure.
You know,
sure.
There were things to like about it. I'm sure they'll be back. They won't be back on Netflix, but I'm sure they'll be doing something. So we'll see what happens with that. But
yeah, I mean, not unless again they can bust out some sort of huge name, and I kind of feel like UFC has a lock on a lot of those big names anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know that I see a second one, but at least not on Netflix. But for one night, yeah, they made some money. Good for them.
And favorite pay-per-view PLE from 2006. I mean, without
One Night Stand.
Yes, without question. One Night Stand.
And I like the first one more than the second one.
Yeah.
But yeah, ECW One Night Stand. I don't know that there was another pay-per-view in 06 that would even come close for me. I was not a fan of WrestleMania that year.
No.
That was not a great WrestleMania. Royal Rumble. No, that was not the year of Cena and Umaga.
Did they have that what was that? The New Year's Revolution show for that? Cena Edge situation?
Yes.
That was I mean,
Maybe that one.
Yeah, that was good.
Well, actually, the No Way Out pay-per-view, I think, in between Rumble and Mania, I believe, is what had that great
that was Undertaker Kurt Angle, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I couldn't tell you anything else that happened on that show.
No, me neither.
Like, legitimately, that's the only thing I could tell you about that show, and it was that should have been the WrestleMania match.
Well, what was the main event of Backlash there? Triple H, triple threat match, wasn't it?
I think it was it was like a multi-person.
Yeah.
Well, wait, yeah. So who would it have been though? Triple H, Cena, and who? Edge?
Might have been, yeah.
Edge. Yeah. So I mean, I wasn't really a huge fan of a lot of the other pay-per-views in 06, so One Night Stand is the easy winner there.
Havili, thank you, brother. We appreciate you being here as always, and appreciate all you guys. Again, super chats are open. Get them on, and we'll hang out at the end of the show. Make sure you guys follow Jason on social media and on YouTube. He will be a very busy bee this weekend, as will I. We have Dynamite on Wednesday, and then we'll be on commentary for House of Glory, Waging War at the NYC Arena. Jason, we're slowly putting together a banger card on Friday.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. It's the only way we know how, and we have a huge, Amazing Red has had some amazing matches. We got to call one in Vegas with him and Bandito, which was fucking incredible. And I'm sure there's going to be another one coming up on Friday because he is scheduled to step into the ring with someone who has been all over our TV screens now every Wednesday for quite some time, the reigning AEW TNT champion, Kevin Knight, who can fly, I've heard.
Very high.
But we also know that Red can fly.
Yes.
Four rows deep.
This is Kevin Knight's first appearance back in House of Glory since 2024.
So that's just one match on the show. The Hardys are back, and so they'll be defending their tag team titles on that show as well. We have Shotzi and Lena Cross, who had a banger of a match with Megan Bayne the last time she was in with us. And yeah, there's some other matches that haven't been announced yet, but slowly but surely we're rolling those announcements out. And look, first 4 rows sold out. I know we just added row 5. So if you want to jump on that, I don't know how long that's going to last. You can go to hogwrestling.net. There are some tickets left. Or you can stream on Triller TV Plus. Should be a good night.
There you go. If you guys are in the building and you want to say what's up, please don't hesitate to come up to me and Jason. We always love meeting you guys at these shows, and we'll hopefully see you there. So that's Friday. I know I'll be covering SmackDown Saturday afternoon like a fucking dumbass because I'm a glutton for punishment. Saturday night's main event. And then Sunday night, I know I'll be live with Jesse, and I believe, Jason, you are manning the battleships and going live Monday morning for Double or Nothing.
Yes, very early on Memorial Day morning. I will be taking one for the team, and I will be live for the Double or Nothing recap. Because actually, I'm actually looking forward to some of the matches on that card. So I'm not going to be at the show. They're in our backyard. They're in Queens. We're going to be in Queens. On Friday. They're going to be in Queens on Sunday. But we'll be here covering it on our respective channels. So, yes, I won't be live for SmackDown or Saturday night's main event, but I will be for Double or Nothing.
There you go. So you guys got that to look forward to. And, again, if you guys want to follow Jason on social media, Twitter and YouTube down below in the description. Thumbs up. Let's get 1,000 likes. I know that's a lofty goal nowadays with how slow everything is, but 1,000 likes is the goal. So try and do that for us. And leave a comment as well. Helps us out in the YouTube algorithm. All right, my friend, we have a couple of pieces of news here that I know we are excited to get into. What do you want to talk about?
Well, before we get into the really exciting stuff, you did mention something about house shows. Yep. So I don't know if you want to just kind of dive into that first, because I know that was a news story this week.
It was. House shows have been virtually non-existent in WWE under TKO, but apparently Dave Meltzer has reported that WWE is now expanding some of the house show schedule going into SummerSlam. So Meltzer broke this down in the newsletter, and he says, what we're told is that with more younger wrestlers on the roster than before, they felt it was good for them to get more experience away from television, so this was the time to expand the schedule. Now, Cody's been asking for this for God knows how long, so I don't know if this is something that he kind of chipped away at, and they kind of broke down and said, all right, we'll give you this. Or if this is just WWE just coming to the realization in general that I think house shows are beneficial for everybody. So he says, Meltzer, unlike a few years ago when the company wasn't as popular, there will almost surely be a nice profit margin doing these house shows. The idea in the past was less shows created more of a demand for shows, and that was one of the reasons for cutting back, and the belief that the older roster could use less dates and wear and tear, and they had enough experience. The attempt is to get a younger roster now, and they could use more reps before going in front of a crowd. Now, this spans from Saturday, July 11th, all the way to August 30th. Now, there's not every day, but there's days in between where there's a large chunk of off days. The July dates run till July 30th, and then they pick up again August 6th, August 13th, August 29th, and August 30th. So it's not a completely full month engulfed in house shows. It's very sporadic. Now, Jeff Jarrett actually spoke on this on his My World podcast, and he said, I applaud it. I love it. I think the business desperately needs it because there's so much upside. If you break even on the P&L for the weekend, you can't put a value on marketing that you have the ability to your fan base to come out and touch the product. If there are not house shows run by the major promotions, it leaves an opportunity for a lot of wrestling because wrestling fans want to go watch it live, just like music. Now, he did reference the New Day. I don't know if he didn't realize the New Day was released, but he says, can you imagine the New Day versus NXT wrestlers, 1 and 2 out of those live events? What could they learn? They may not be on Raw and SmackDown every week, but on the road, they're brand names. They know how to get guys over. They know how to work with them. I'm curious to see how many NXT talents are actually put on these events. Now, NXT has their own house show schedule up and down the coast of Florida. So I think they're doing that still currently, and that's good for them. But we're talking mainly, Jason, about the main roster house shows. And I know you talked about it. We've dabbled in it here. I think doing things at the house shows that could potentially make it to television is a great plus. Plus, you know, we've seen a lot of kind of miscommunication and a lot of miscue here and there, a lot more than recent years. And I'm wondering what that has to do as far as the overall inability to produce these house shows. What does this mean for the overall roster? Do you see this just being a one-time thing going into SummerSlam and coming out of SummerSlam? Or is this something WWE has realized is a mistake and they're going to do this more often now?
I think it takes some balls for them to, at a time when they're cutting salaries in some cases by 50%, to turn around and go, we want you to work more events. I just think there's something very funny to me about this. Like, of all the times to bring back house shows, they do it after they ask people to take a pay cut. That being said, like, as from a fan perspective, I think it's a good thing. I'm not saying I'm advocating for them to go back on the road 160 days, 200 days a year. I think that's ridiculous. And Sami Zayn actually talked about it. He was on a podcast this past week, and he came at it again from a very sensible perspective of there has to be some happy medium, right? Where on the one hand, you have all these young guys that are being called up who are doing amazing, even in current conditions, but they're the ones that would benefit from these additional shows, the Trick Williams and Oba Femis and people like that. And then you have guys like Sammy, the older veterans who their bodies just, they can't take more of a full schedule like they used to do. So there's got to be a happy medium between the two. Randy Orton talked about chemistry not that long ago. He says that one of the things missing because there are no house shows or fewer house shows, guys don't develop chemistry if they're working together, even on TV, but then they work on the live events. You kind of learn, like, okay, you put your matches together and you just sort of develop a chemistry where when you're on the PLE, you don't even have to think about it because you've been doing the match over and over and over again in a lot of these towns. And so you don't have that. So to the point that you just mentioned where it seems like sometimes things are off in some of these matches, that could be part of it, you know, and when you get to work together with someone over and over again on the live events, you kind of perfect what it is that you want to do when you get to TV. As a fan also, I just think, and you've been to house shows, they can be more fun.
Yeah.
They're just, you don't have the same restrictions and you don't have the same conditions that you do when you go to Raw or SmackDown. I haven't been to Raw or SmackDown in a while, but I've been to plenty of them. It probably is worse now, honestly, than it used to be. But you have all that dead time in between matches. There are guys that will go to the ring and will stand there in the dark for fucking 7 minutes as commercials play and then video packages play, and then they cut back to them and they quickly pick up with the music as if the music was playing the entire time. And you're in the crowd, you're just sitting there through all of this, and it's fucking boring. You don't have that on house shows. You know, you get matches, and you get some big matches too, because they're not being broadcast on TV. You can get Roman Reigns against, I don't laugh, I know Roman working house shows, but like you could do Roman Reigns against Jacob Fatu in tribal combat, you know, on a house show or a cage match between, you know, two big names. And I just think that generally speaking, they're more fun than a lot of these TV shows. So I think it's good. And I think that if they do well, maybe they'll do a little bit more of them. I think the key is going to be how do they price these tickets? So the tickets go on sale tomorrow, I think, for all the events that you mentioned. We'll see what the ticket prices are. Because supposedly, I think Alvarez said the idea is that these shows will be priced a lot cheaper or a lot more affordable than other WWE shows. That's going to be the key. Because if they're charging ridiculous prices, you're just pricing people out anyway. It's almost like, what's the point of even doing them if you're not going to make them more affordable for people? So that'll be something to watch out for. How do they price these tickets?
Yeah, I think fans want to fall in love with the product again. House shows may be a way to do that. A more intimate setting, a more affordable option for people and families to go and to be closer to the wrestlers without all the noise and the advertisements and the sponsorships and the commercials. So I think this is a great thing on top of everything Jason just mentioned, for sure.
You didn't enjoy What a Guy last night?
Oh, is that what his name was? What a guy? No.
What a Guy.
No. No, I actually had to go look. I'm glad I didn't even have the fucking app on my phone. And I don't know. Were you compelled at any point during the show to order Uber Eats or what was it? Fucking DoorDash. $40, save $10 on a $40 order.
Why am I going to order DoorDash at 9:00 at night?
There are some people, man, that will.
Well, I'm not one of those people. I have dinner at a normal time, like a normal person. I don't have dinner at 9:30 at night during Raw. I'm taking notes.
Yes.
When am I eating my dinner during Raw? So no, for me, I have nothing against DoorDash. I think DoorDash is great, but Michael Cole and Corey Graves got overly excited at the sight of What a Man, and it was too much. It was too much. Otis was very excited.
Well, yes, yeah. Otis was very excited when he opened his bag. I wonder what was in it.
DoorDash,
yeah.
Well, Whataburger. It was What a Man. So I don't think What a Man is delivering Burger King.
I didn't even know they had a fucking mascot, honestly.
I didn't either until last night. I said I was having PTSD after the gingerbread man was killed. So I'm like, do we need more mascots on this show?
Did you keep tabs of how many times they actually had a DoorDash advertisement on the show?
I lost track after a while. Because sometimes when they come back from commercial, they'll have a camera sitting on the ground outside showing a DoorDash logo on the barricade. And you won't even have the announcers talking over it. It's just, they're just showing the DoorDash logo for like 15 seconds. So if you count that, it was multiple times. I didn't keep track of exactly how many, though.
I felt very compelled to dash for the remote control. That's usually on Fridays, though, more so than Mondays. But
yeah, I have to say, though, like when I used to work out of an office, I would usually, there were nights I wouldn't even have dinner because I'd come home so late and then fucking Raw would be going on or SmackDown. And I'm like, all right, well, I got to get ready for the stream tonight. But like not having to do that anymore has afforded me the opportunity to eat dinner at a more normal time.
yeah.
Because I do remember those late nights, and those were not fun, where it's so late, like you don't even want to make anything. Yeah, it's like 8:00 at night. I'm like, what am I going to make?
No, then if you do, it's like unhealthy, like some microwavable shit, or
grabbing some fucking corn pops or something. I'll just have that for dinner. So it's nice to be able to eat at like 5:30, 6 o'clock, 6:30.
Like the mouse in the chat, you don't eat at 9 p.m. No, I like to eat at if it was up to me, I'd eat even earlier. I'm an old man. I'll eat at 5:30. I don't give a fuck.
5:30 is perfect. 5:30, 6 o'clock.
It's like you learn in your older age, man. When you go out to the restaurants and the bars, 5:30, 6 o'clock is the prime time, man. It's fucking quiet. Nobody's there to bother you. It's like
it's like the restaurants. If you're actually going to go out, even out to a restaurant or something, if you go at 5:30, it's like fucking empty. It's like, this is great. If you wait an hour, it's like, forget about it. Everyone's like coming in, sitting in the lobby. I'm like, I don't need this shit. What do I need this for?
Yes, we're fucking old geezers, man. We go to fucking grandpa hour at the restaurant.
Well, no, I mean, the early bird special would be like 4:30.
I know, yes.
We're not there yet. We're getting close. We're not there yet. But no DoorDash during Raw.
No, What a Man for me at all, or What a Burger. That was the house show schedule news there. So hopefully they do the right thing and continue that moving forward even after August. Let's go to SmackDown.
Must we?
We don't. We could do whatever you want. It's half of your show.
Well, yeah. So let's keep it focused on the key stuff. Actually, I'll start with something positive from SmackDown. In a sea of muck when it comes to the
you don't want to talk about the Miz mentioning Big Bird and Sesame Street on the show?
No, I actually don't want to talk about that at all. What I was going to bring up is the fact that we had the return of Carmelo Hayes on the show on Friday, and he had a match with Ricky Saints, and that's the sort of thing I'd like to see more of.
Yes,
on these shows. So that was good. And then there was one more thing on the show. What was it?
Royce Keys.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but there was something else though. But yeah, Royce Keys was in the main event against Gunther, which was nice to see, and that was his first main event since he came to the main roster. He came to TV. So I mean nobody reasonably expected him to win. So right away, he's going to take the loss, but they did it in a way where Solo Sikoa got involved, and it's like, all right, well, on the one hand, he got to headline SmackDown. On the other hand, though, he's going to be feuding with Solo Sikoa in the MFTs.
Well, he's not over going into it, and he's not going to be any more over coming out of it. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, it's not going to elevate him or get him more over in any meaningful way.
No.
That's the negative there. But like the rest of the show, I mean, it just gets worse.
Yeah, it's not good. It's not good.
It's not good. It's just not good television.
Phoenix was on the show. He was mentioned to what's his, Nick Aldis mentioned to him. He's happy. He's happy that the work he's doing in AAA.
That doesn't count.
He
had a 10-second meeting with his
I'm
boss
going over
in the
my
back.
notes here. Brie Bella Page, Julia Kiana James. Julia and Kiana James headed for a split, right? Finally.
Yes. There was a did you see Julia's new blonde hair?
I did. I like it a lot.
Yeah. But did you see the awful promo segment with Jade Cargill and her crew?
I did. I did. It was awful. Yeah.
The whole segment was awful.
Well, I don't know why. I don't know why Jade and the baddie, or the not so baddies, are on Saturday night's main event. I don't know why Fatal Influence is not in that spot, but I'm not booking the show. So,
well, I mean, because they're getting ready to book a rematch for the women's championship between Rhea Ripley and Jade Cargill, and Jade Cargill should beat Rhea Ripley on Saturday. So you have to do that match.
Yes, I understand. It's still not interesting to me.
No, I didn't say it was interesting. I'm just saying that's why they're doing it.
I know. Julia, I don't know if she's going to be booked. No, correct me if I'm wrong. SmackDown is in Italy next Friday. Is that true, or is it taped?
I thought it was in Italy the following Friday, June 5th or something.
Oh, really? Well, either way, she's not going to be at the PLE. I doubt she's going to be at the PLE. So hopefully on one of those shows.
No. I mean, my guess would be we get either a match between them or like the official split with them on one of those Italy TV shows. She's not going to be on the PLE. What, are you kidding me?
No.
Let me see here. Schedule May 2026. All right. So the SmackDown before Turin is in Barcelona.
Okay.
So they're in Italy the following Friday. So the first week in June.
All right. So VPN, we're going to be VPNing it. Actually, we can watch SmackDown before we go to House of Glory on Friday. So that'll be.
Right? This Friday, no. This Friday is the 22nd.
Oh, I'm thinking Clash in Italy is this weekend. I'm sorry, my dates are all fucked up. All right, no. All right, never mind.
You got me excited there for a second. I know. No.
All right. Well, regardless, Julia hopefully is going to be on one of those Italy shows. Headed for a split there, like Jason said. Carmelo Hayes and Ricky Saints. I thought that was decent. I thought largely they worked very well together, but just like we talk about the house shows, if they had more time together in the ring, it would have been a little bit more crisp. So. Carmelo Hayes and Ricky Saints is something I definitely like to see further down the line at some point, maybe for a United States Championship. Damian Priest and Tama Tonga, riveting stuff here, riveting.
That's what I was trying to remember.
I mean, you mean to tell me you're not interested in Shinsuke Nakamura versus Tala Tonga next week?
Well, this week, and I'm devastated that I'm not going to be here live to talk about it. I'm just beyond devastated.
It's crazy. Like that's what they left you with at the end.
It's crazy
of this.
That's the only thing they announced in advance for SmackDown this week. That's what's crazy.
Yes, that's where I was going with that.
They may as well just tell you, like, don't even bother watching this show.
No.
Usually you would announce like one big hook for the following week, right? And again, it's nothing against Shinsuke or Tala Tonga, but I mean, for the love of God, like if you're going to announce something in advance a week out, it should be something exciting like, hold on to your horses here. You're not going to believe what we got on tap for you next Friday. And it's like some big match. And they announced Shinsuke Nakamura against Tala Tonga. Like, who is watching this show and going, man, I will be seated for this show next week? Like, nobody cares.
No.
Listen to the apathy from these crowds when some of these matches are out there. It's like, it's sad. But, like, they're not being given a reason to care. They're not being given a reason to give a shit. How often have we heard Tala Tonga's voice? Have we actually ever heard from him other than what he said to Nakamura on Friday where I warned you? That's like, oh my God, he speaks. We don't hear from him.
Well, he said more than JC Mateo.
Barely. That's one of the reasons why nobody cared about JC Mateo when he was out there in the ring. He's a great wrestler, but he was met with total apathy because And we talked about this. Like, they don't take the time to flesh out these characters because to them, they don't matter. It's like their background noise. Solo Sikoa, he's the godfather of the MFTs, and he gets all the screen time and all the mic time. Tama Tonga gets a little bit. The other guys get none. They're interchangeable parts. They don't matter. So I'm not sure why any of us are supposed to care about a match between Tama Tonga and Shinsuke Nakamura for next week.
Do you think they'll drag out this Tama Tonga, maybe leaving the MFTs as long as they did the Judgment Day?
I sure as fuck hope not.
Just waiting for him to leave the group. Like, how long is it going to take? We're going to be here fucking come Royal Rumble time. He's still teasing tension with Solo Sikoa.
But, like, okay, he leaves the group. Like, what next for him? What does he do?
It's a good question. I don't know.
What do they do with him? Do they do anything with him?
Probably not. No. And he's a solid hand too, but I don't expect much from him at all. Gunther and Cody Rhodes. There was supposed to be a contract signing. Gunther did not want to sign the contract, and I joked that if he did put his name to the dotted line on the contract, he would forever be banished to SmackDown, and he maybe second thought his decision on that. He's like, I want to go back to Monday Night Raw. I don't want to be here. But he eventually didn't sign. Royce Keys comes out and makes the play to sign the contract, which is fine, but he really hasn't done anything to put himself in a position to challenge for the World Championship. So Nick Aldis gets upset, saying that Gunther wasted time, and he makes a number one contender match for the end of the show, and that's what we got with Gunther beating Royce Keys. Now, the match itself was fine, Jason. I just don't feel like WWE has given us Royce Keys the way that I feel that they should have. We saw him in the Royal Rumble. They waited months before we saw him. I think they put him on SmackDown maybe 2 weeks before WrestleMania. He ended up winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and the only time that we were ever kind of given a presentation of Royce Keys was through clips of him on Stephanie McMahon's podcast, going over his background and his upbringing in Oakland, and
they've had a few like video packages, like talking about his upbringing in California and talking to different family members. So they've done more with him in that regard than they have for most people on the roster.
But nothing in front of the live audience, though. They haven't given him a microphone. We haven't heard from him specifically.
Maybe they don't want trust him in that spot yet.
All I'm saying is I feel like I don't have a connect to him. I'm not emotionally connected to him yet as a performer.
There's no emotional connection to anybody on these shows.
That's what I'm hoping to change that. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, of course, but it's not going to change. Like, think about take any 5 people on SmackDown. Like, do you have an emotional connection to most of these people?
No, outside of Drew McIntyre, probably not. No.
Okay, so it's not just a Royce Keys problem or a Ricky Saints problem. It's a problem across the board. But like, that's why I mentioned with all these NXT call-ups, I just wish not everybody needs to be called up to wrestle the world champion on week 1, the way that Ricky Saints did and the way that Sol Ruka did and the way that JC Jane did. And like, you can have some character. That's why I keep talking about character building, character development. And I just feel like they're not doing enough of it, especially with the newer people that get called up. And not everybody is going to need that in the way that others would. Like Trick Williams, he's doing very well. But not everybody is Trick Williams. Not everybody can just get by on their sheer charisma like he has. And he's doing very well, and I'm very happy to see him doing well. But not everybody is going to be like that. But yeah, I mean, that's the problem across these shows. I think you're sort of apathetic towards a lot of what's going on because A, the stories just aren't very interesting, but B, there's just not that connection with these performers. There's not that connection with these characters in a way that there used to be. And they have to try to fix that.
Yeah, I've given up all hope of them trying to fix that. It just seemingly gets worse and worse every week. So Royce Keys, he lost a decent showing in the main event with Gunther, but Gunther was inevitably going to get the championship match against Cody Rhodes at Clash in Italy, and that's what the WWE title match is confirmed to be. Now, the other big thing coming off of SmackDown, I won't even say it's big, it's a rumor now coming out of this segment. Danhausen, he was back in his makeshift rickety laboratory, and he's messing with his computer, and he answered a ringing phone call, and I guess it was a telemarketer, which I get like at least 6 or 7 times a day. It's fucking ridiculous. So he's in his laboratory, Jason, and apparently he is now on a mission for another clone. And he pulls into frame a gurney with a larger body on it, and there's a white cloth covering the body. So he says it's going to be bigger and better than the last cloning experiment. So this turned into a rumor of who's underneath the cloth and what's Danhausen talking about. Baron Corbin, and his name was brought up in the rumor mill as possibly being the man unveiled for Danhausen's new experiment. Now, Dave Meltzer was the first to break this story Sunday morning, and Sean Ross Sapp actually shared more about what he's heard in regards to Baron Corbin, who is now known on the indies as Bishop Dyer. This has been internally speculated for the last couple of weeks, with one WWE source indicating to Fightful as an out-of-left-field thing that they've heard recently. It is far from confirmed, but his name has been rumored by at least some in WWE. So Sean Ross Sapp went on to continue to say Corbin works as Bishop Dyer in MLW, CMLL. He's worked with Maple Leaf Pro. He's worked with House of Glory. He wrestled Zilla Fatu at our last Chicago show. Really good stuff there. He's built a successful tag team alongside Donovan Dijak as the Skyscrapers. Now, we didn't hear of Dijak's name being mentioned as a possible return, but that doesn't mean one hasn't been discussed, says Sapp. It was also noted that Corbin has maintained a positive relationship with WWE since his departure, and many within the company told Sean Ross Sapp that it would not be a surprise to see him make a comeback. Now, he did tell Chris Van Vliet, did Baron Corbin, that the Corbin character is dead, and he wanted to build a new brand and a new persona for himself. Matt Cardona came back as Zack Ryder, and then when we seen him officially return to the company full-time, he was Matt Cardona, and he left Zack Ryder in the past. Now, the history with Baron Corbin, Jason, is that he went on to say that someone there, they let him walk. They didn't bring him back. They didn't re-up his contract. He was not tied down to a 90-day non-compete. But he did go on to say that someone in the WWE who had a lot of power there did not like him. And he says, when I got back up to the main roster from my NXT stint, that person had power again, and I think I got shelved. And then if anybody, it doesn't matter who it is, if you have that one person that's kind of like the guy there, and there's plans going around, and he says, oh, that's not for him. Let's use him for something else. He's not working, but there are other people that might be better off for this. He kept shooting ideas down for Bishop Dyer. Like I said, I'm not throwing names out there, but that's the situation he went on to tell Chris Van Vliet. What do you make of this story? Because Baron Corbin, he was on the main roster. He had a successful run under Vince McMahon. I think Vince McMahon he booked him in a way that Vince McMahon would. He was all over television. He was a constable. He was king of the ring. He had a lot of success under Vince McMahon. Then when Triple H took over, he didn't really do much with him in his administration, moved him down to NXT. He killed it in NXT. He got his old theme music back. The Lone Wolf was back. He had the Wolf Dogs with Braun Breaker. He had a banger match with Dragunov for the NXT Championship. He turned babyface. Then they called him up again, and they did nothing with him, and then they let him walk. So if this is the case and he's on his way back, they just made budget cuts. What do they plan to do with Baron Corbin that they couldn't do with any of the other people that they released? What do you make of the story?
I think they have an idea for what they want to do with this Danhausen angle, and he's the perfect person for it. I think he just, whatever their criteria is for this role, he obviously fits it. And he probably has people in the company who do like him. Like, again, we can speculate on who this person was he was referring to. It's pointless because we don't know who it is. He seemed to think he knew exactly who it was. I don't know if that person is still there. Probably. How does that affect things? But it just sounds to me like he still has his, his fans who work there. They obviously have some sort of role in mind, and he fits the bill for that role. I think that, and this is just how I feel about it. If in fact the rumor is true that this is what they were going to be using him for, I think Danhausen is popular enough. I actually think that this idea could potentially get over. It's not like a main event type gimmick or anything like that. It sounds like it's more for comedy. It could work. I guess the question more is like, is that something Corbin is interested in doing? He may be. I don't know. Because we know the talent is there, but like if you look at his overall run in the company, I mean, I kind of compare him to Brutus Beefcake in many ways, in that Beefcake is just notorious as someone who went through character transformation after character transformation. The best iteration of Baron Corbin, I think, is the original Lone Wolf. And he went from the Lone Wolf, like you said, to King Corbin with the goofy crown that he wore for far too long. And then it was Constable Corbin, and then it was Homeless Corbin, and then it was Happy Corbin. You know, the worst Money in the Bank cash-in of all time is attributed to him. And they just did everything to just demolish this guy. And then eventually he went to NXT, and he sort of found new life with Braun Breaker as the Wolf Dogs. And I think they won the tag team titles down there, and they actually had success, and they got over, I think, as baby faces. And then what did they do? As soon as they called him up to the main roster, he had to have some sense of like, this is probably not going to be a good thing. Because, and like, God, who was the one? Was it Dijak?
Yeah, Dijak got called up and was never used.
It might have been Dijak who said as soon as he got drafted, he knew it was over. He knew it was over.
Bro, they didn't use him once on television, man.
No, they never used him once.
He ran that, and not once.
They literally called him up and like, how long was it? Maybe a month? Was it even that long? And then they fired him, or they let his contract expire, whatever it was. But like, he was the one. He was like, as soon as I got drafted, I was like the last name drafted. It might have been a supplemental thing. He knew, like, shit, that's it. I'm done. So with Corbin, like, they called him up and they put him with Apollo Crews. And so instead of doing the Wolf Dogs on the main roster, we can't do that because we got big plans for Braun Breaker. We don't have big plans for this guy. We'll just try to do like a kind of like a great value version of it. And we'll put him with Apollo Crews on the most random possible pairing. And they did nothing with them. And Corbin was putting in some good work around that time period.
Yes.
And it didn't matter because he wasn't important.
Yeah, but my question to you is, what is the point of NXT? If they sent him down there to work NXT, he got to work on whatever he needed to work on, kind of find himself again, only to get called up to the main roster, and then they kind of waste it all away. Like, what's the fucking point of NXT at that point?
The point was for him to work with Braun Breaker. So Breaker could work with someone who had experience. It was more about, I feel like it was more about Breaker than it ever was about Corbin.
And they had no plan or desire to have that continue on the main roster, which was working beautifully for both of them.
No, because again, the priority was not for Braun Breaker to be in a tag team. The priority was Braun Breaker is the future of this company.
I'm struggling to figure out what exactly did they do so important with Braun Breaker when they first called him up.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I think from the moment that he did get called up, they had that idea in mind, like this guy is the future, and he's bigger than this. So like, okay, he did that thing and it was successful in NXT, and that's great, and it got him some experience, but now we got big plans for him on the main roster. And it was just never about Corbin. Corbin was kind of the means to help get him there, I guess, in a way. But like, it's very clear just based on the way that they were booked, Corbin was not the priority. So he's someone who is going to make whatever decision he feels is in his best interest to make. He's been doing good stuff on the indie scene. He's got the gig on Sirius. I know he's like a co-host or a guest host or whatever.
Yeah, he works with Coach.
Shows.
Yeah.
And so he's got some irons in the fire. And like you've talked about, like the coffee stuff and everything, he's got a lot of things going on. But if he feels like going back to WWE is something he really wants to do, maybe he feels like unfulfilled, I had more to do, God bless him. I hope he gets the chance to do it. I wish I could sit here and say that I had the confidence that he'll be given that opportunity, but it just feels to me like if this pans out, they have some goofy off-the-wall idea that he fits into, and that may be all that it is. I don't know. Like you mentioned Dijak. I like the idea of getting them both back and keeping them as a team.
Sure.
Because right now they're the MLW Tag Team Champions. I think they've been champions for almost a year.
And he's working without a contract, or at least Dyer is. I don't know what Dijak's situation is.
And so the idea of, at a time when they could definitely, like, desperately use some good, legit teams in this company, I would love to think, like, okay, we look at them as someone who could really give a shot in the arm to the tag division. But the problem is, tag team wrestling is dead.
They'd be walking into nothing.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Like, it sounds nice in theory, but unless they've got 5 teams that they're going to sign because we're really serious about this, no, you're not. So who cares? Like if they bring the two of them in, they're coming into a dead division. They have nobody to work with. So what difference does it make?
Yeah, it's not a situation where we doubt Corbin's ability. He's very good at what he does, or Dijak at all. The thing is the creative, and I hate that I have to reference this because we both love him. Matt Cardona. What have they done with Matt Cardona since he's come back? That's exactly what awaits Bishop Dyer, Baron Corbin when he goes, or if he goes back to WWE. We don't trust them to do right by anything or by anybody. Now, the whole cloning thing, it could be Bishop Dyer, it could be someone completely different. Braun Strowman, Omos. I mean, I even heard some people say PCO. Like, that would be perfect, but they're not going to bring in a 60-year-old PCO. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I think that ship has sailed. But although, yeah, like the PCO presentation, like when his entrance and the things like on the neck and everything,
yeah,
that's very WWE-esque. But yeah, his age is going to work against him in that regard. Yeah, I just, it's not Omos because, I mean, Omos, if that was Omos on that gurney, those legs would be a lot longer. So I don't think it's Omos. But you know what? It's just silly enough where it actually makes sense. I think that by doing what they did on Friday, I think it was indicative that they probably do want to bring in Corbin for that role. Maybe it's not a done deal yet, but I think that there probably is a lot of validity to it. Hey, look, Danhausen is super popular. Maybe it could work.
Maybe.
I don't know what that looks like. So let me ask you this. Let's say that this actually happens. What is the idea behind it? Is the idea behind it that they're going to be a team? Or he's gonna
a group?
A group?
Maybe Danhausen leads his own group of like clones. I don't know, or entities. I don't know.
Attack of the Clones. I mean, his group of clones.
Is he going to be cloned? Is he going to be cloned in Danhausen's image? Like, is he going to look like Danhausen with the face paint?
That's the other question. So, like, if they bring back Corbin, is this going to be a new gimmick for him now? To the long list of gimmicks where he's actually wearing the Danhausen face paint now. Like they had the mini Hausens. Now we're going to have the big Hausens, and they all have to like look like him and wear a cape and everything. Because that just sounds completely ridiculous to me. I mean, this is just ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know.
This is SmackDown in 2026, chat. This is the current state of creative in WWE.
Yeah, it's kind of sad, isn't it?
Oh God. Yeah, that was the only other thing on the show. That's the news. We'll keep an eye on it. We would never tell anybody how or where to make their money. If he wants to go back there for personal reasons, God bless him. Hopefully it works out for him. But I don't trust the creative at all, especially this administration. Moving on, we'll talk about Monday night. Monday night was largely it was a mixed bag.
It was an exasperated voice. I think says it all right.
It was a mixed bag. I mean, if Brock Lesnar wasn't on the show, it would have been a fucking fail.
Dude, you had Austin Theory against Seth Rollins in the main event.
We haven't had a main event in 12 weeks. We'll show them. Exactly what they gave us. Austin Theory versus Seth. Because everybody wanted Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins, but why would they give that away in Greensboro or North Carolina?
Well, you have to point out the most ridiculous thing about that whole scenario. So when Rollins was interviewed backstage last night, he said, I haven't had a match on Raw in 9 months, so I think it's time. And I'll take on any member of the Vision. Hell, I'll take on all the members of the Vision. I'll take on 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them. And then he kind of focused in on Braun Breaker. And I'm like, if you're Paul Heyman, the man literally just went on television and said he'll wrestle all the members of the Vision. So why is Paul Heyman singling out Austin Theory for a match? Why didn't he just say, okay, we're going to make it a handicap match, 3-on-1?
Well, Paul Heyman's been listening to what you've been saying lately or in the last few months. And
evidently not.
Well, I mean, this is why he appointed Austin Theory to go into the main event, because what's his job in the Vision?
Well, I mean, his job is very clear. His job is to take the L in most of their I mean, he is one half of the tag team champions, but when he's in these singles situations, more often than not, that's his job. They need somebody in the Vision who could go in there and lose. And that was never going to be Braun Breaker. It was not going to be Bronson Reed. It was not going to be Logan Paul. It was going to be Austin Theory. But like, it didn't make any sense to me. I'm like, dude, he gave you the out. He said he'll wrestle all the members. So it didn't make any sense that Paul Heyman wouldn't want it to be 3-on-1. And Braun Breaker is okay with this. Because Braun Breaker is like, I want in. And he's like, no. He goes, because now we know where Seth is going to be. And now we know, like, and I'm like, yeah, no shit. That's what he wants. He wants to be in the main event against this man. And Braun Breaker just smiles and he's like, oh, okay. And he walks off. And I'm like, all right. But it just makes them look very foolish when it's like a layup and then they don't take advantage of it. It's like, you could have had a 3-on-1 handicap match. Not that would have been that much better, but I'm just saying.
Like they're fucking running a hit on him. He's like in casino, like, yeah, he'll be at the diner at 9 p.m. We'll know where he's going to be.
Yeah,
like,
you know what to do. I'll let you run the play. Okay.
Oh, my God, man. It's so fucking stupid. The writing on this show is terrible. Jacob Fatu, he got his ass handed to him by the Bloodline, 3-on-1. I got to ask you, man, did you call this out on your end? What is the deal lately with Roman Reigns not traveling with the World Heavyweight Championship and being handed the title when he gets to the belt? Does he not like to travel with the championship?
I mean, I would. Being hounded at the airport by these fucking security people who want to take pictures with it and stuff. Like, yeah, I wouldn't want to travel with it either.
I guess. Or maybe he's just embarrassed to hold the secondary title in the company. I don't know.
No, I don't blame him. I'm not going to hold that against him because I'm sure it's a pain in the ass. Although you have to imagine he's not flying coach, right? So
no,
it shouldn't be as big of a deal for him.
No.
But no, it's like of all the nits to pick when it comes to Raw, that is not one that bothers me.
Okay.
What bothers me is that we built an entire storyline around the fact that one man wants the other man to acknowledge him.
Yes, that is a problem. There's a positive, though. At least nobody went through a table, and this did not main event the final segment of the show. Instead, we got Seth Rollins versus Austin Theory to end the show with a spear that we didn't even get on camera to end the show between Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. What did you think of this 3-on-1 attack? I thought it was well done. And then we got Jacob Fatu asking for tribal combat. He's not done yet. So after the big spear, Roman Reigns goes to Adam Pearce and says, do what you want with him, fire him if you must. And Jacob Fatu yells tribal combat in the microphone. And Roman eventually ponders it for a little bit and says, I agree, tribal combat. Okay. So we're getting this match at Clash in Italy. What happens here? I can't see Jacob Fatu beating Roman Reigns in tribal combat. There's no point in making him the world champion right now.
He should.
He should. Yeah.
I don't like the idea of him going out there and losing 2 in a row.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. If that doesn't happen, what happens? He acknowledges Roman and then joins the Bloodline as the 4th member?
That would be lame.
Yes, I know.
That would be extraordinarily lame. I mean, I genuinely don't know. I mean, it just feels to me in both title matches that we now know are official for this PLE, it feels like title changes are warranted. It's hard to imagine that we get even one of them, let alone 2, but like it just feels like in both cases, the challenger can ill afford to lose.
I agree. I don't know if we get Jacob Fatu winning the world championship. Do we get a 3rd match with him and Roman at SummerSlam? Or not a champions, I would say.
No, because I know Roman is not scheduled to be in Saudi at Night of Champions, so probably wouldn't happen there. I mean, I guess they could always add him, but like right now, they announced his June schedule. He's not scheduled to be in Saudi, so let's assume he's not going to be. Then I guess it would have to be SummerSlam. If you want to, but they're doing tribal combat in May, so it's like if you drag this out to SummerSlam, then what do you do at SummerSlam? You've already done tribal combat.
I don't know.
Hell in a Cell?
Could be.
We were going to get one allegedly at WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, between Cody and Drew McIntyre. Or Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre.
Right. And so, Cody and Drew. And so if you were going to blow this thing off, that would be one way to do it.
Yeah, I'm not sold on this. I feel like this is just spinning its wheels. I can't stand this Bloodline stuff. Some weeks are worse than others, but everyone's like, this is cinema. Like, bro, this isn't cinema.
Who is saying that? Is anybody saying that anymore?
There are people.
Are there people legitimately saying this?
There are people, yes. I see it on my feed, yeah.
I don't believe they're real. I think they're bots.
They are bots. They have Roman avatars and they have tribal in their at, yes.
Yeah. Okay. As long as we've established that these people are not real, because
it's not cinema.
No, like who, dude?
The last time it was cinema was WrestleMania 40, and Rock was whipping Cody Rhodes in front of his tour bus and the whole Mama Rhodes deal. That's the last time it was cinema.
Right. The OG bloodline story. Sure, fine. I cannot bring myself to believe that there are legitimate breathing human beings with blood pumping through their bodies that are watching what's going on now and are still saying, oh, it's cinema. Let them cook. Who's saying this?
Let them cook.
What? What are they cooking?
I don't know.
What are they cooking? I'd like to know.
I don't know.
Nothing I want to eat.
Siskel and Ebert gives it 2 thumbs down, honestly, if it's cinema.
Well, that's hard to do because they're both dead. From the grave. They're giving it 2 thumbs down from the grave.
Right, more updated with Rotten Tomatoes, man. What's the negative rating on Rotten Tomatoes? A green tomato?
You're showing your age now. Siskel and Ebert.
I go to happy hour at 5:30, dinner at 5:30, and I'm referencing Siskel and Ebert on fucking TNT. Yeah. Fucking 44-year-old old man JD over here. Yeah.
He's watching reruns of Bonanza when the TNT is over.
Yeah, Bonanza, Tuesday. Golden Girls, fucking whatever.
Dukes of Hazzard.
Yeah. I Dream of Jeannie.
Sure. We all dream of Jeannie.
I do, yeah. This was it is what it is. The match itself is going to be fine. If they lay down the rules and let us know what this match actually means, if there's only family that can interfere, no other outside entities can interfere, do we see... I mean, Jimmy J, Solo's been involved. Do we see in Italy? Do we see anybody else? I've seen some people in my chat saying, oh, this is where we're going to see Zilla Fatu debut. I'm like, I don't think so. Do you see any outside entities joining WWE because of this tribal combat?
Maybe they get the backrooms entity. I mean, I don't know what entities could we get here. I mean, who else is left to even be a part of the story who isn't already? Does Solo get back involved in this? I don't know. I still feel like the Usos could still kind of flip sides. I still think it's possible.
Yeah, that would have to... I think that could happen if Jacob Fatu becomes the world champion and then he influences their decision to join him.
That's what I mean. Like, it wouldn't make any sense for them to flip sides if he's not going to win the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, I mean,
he would have to beat Roman and then force Roman to acknowledge him. Yeah. That's why I said if they make that part of the stipulation of tribal combat, and then he has to acknowledge, imagine like Jacob beats him, and now Roman is forced on the spot to take the microphone and acknowledge Jacob Fatu. And as soon as he acknowledges him, he eats a double super kick from Jimmy and Jay.
Yeah.
And they walk across the ring and they stand shoulder to shoulder with Jacob.
Something's got to happen. We need a good kind of what the fuck's going on here type of situation. So hopefully something is majorly planned for Clash in Italy. That was the open of the show. Instead of doing it at the end, they did it in the beginning, so there wasn't really much to look forward to after that. J.D. McDonough and Finn Balor had a very good street fight. They went 14 minutes. Hopefully this is finally over between Balor and the Judgment Day, and we can just settle on Balor convincing Roxanne Perez that the Judgment Day isn't a group that has Roxanne's best interest at heart. So I'm over this as well. We're just dragging this shit out week after week. Balor beats McDonough. Very good match there. Sol Ruca and Becky Lynch. What do you make, Jason, of Sol Ruca challenging Becky Lynch at Saturday Night's main event, but in a non-title match? I actually like that because Sol is 0-2, and she doesn't really deserve an IC title match. And I love that Becky said this title's prestigious, and just you can't be giving out championship matches that people don't deserve. So I actually like that, and I'm looking forward to the match.
Yeah, I like it. And again, it's the perfect person for her to be working with. And you can't have Becky Lynch go on television last night and mock the fact that Sol is winless so far and then go in that show on Saturday and beat her. So Sol kind of has to win.
Yeah.
But she shouldn't win the belt yet. So I think you give her a big win, her first real big win on the main roster. And I think this whole thing should culminate with her winning the championship at SummerSlam. That's how I think it plays out.
Wait a minute. Chad is saying now it's for the IC title? When did this happen?
What do you mean it's for the title?
Chad is saying it's for the IC title. WWE posted a graphic for the title match.
That's not what they said last night. Wait a minute. Hold on a second now.
Jason's doing investigative work here, man. We got to figure this one out.
Let's see if all logic has gone out the window here. Let's see here. Here's the poster. It says Women's Intercontinental Championship match. Sons of bitches.
Oh my God, man! This company is so fucking unserious, man. They're fucking unserious.
Unbelievable. That goes against everything that Becky said on the show last night.
Yes. Who made that decision?
Adam Pearce, apparently, who doesn't like Becky Lynch.
That's ridiculous. So Becky
Was
Lynch.
there any
Becky
explanation?
Lynch,
Was
no.
there any explanation given for this?
So Sol Ruca is going to be 0-3.
Or they're just going to rush the title onto her.
Oh my God.
Look, if both of these titles are defended on Saturday, the one that really, of the two, the one that should change hands would be Penta losing to Ethan Page.
Yes.
Not Sol beating Becky. It's their first match. She's 0 for 2.
I don't know. They need to make sense of this on Monday. Why is Sol getting a championship match if she's winless since coming up from NXT? And why did Becky say she's not handing out title matches only for the title match to be made? And who made it? If you're going to make it, at least wait till Monday so Adam Pearce can make it official. Who made it official?
Maybe it was a mistake.
It has to be. It has to be.
Remember Roman's
ChatGPT made the mistake. Yes.
Was this poster posted on the WWE X account? That's what I'm trying to scroll back and find here. I don't see it on their X. Where are people getting this poster from?
Where did you see the poster?
I just did a quick X search, and I think Wrestle Purists had the poster up.
It's got to be doctored up. Then it can't be real. If WWE didn't post it, I would take it with a grain of salt.
I don't see it on their X account. Would it be on their IG? Maybe. I need to verify if this is legitimate, because this is pissing me off now. This is really getting on my nerves. There's no reason for this to be for the championship when they literally spent time on their television show last night explaining why it would not be for the title. But yeah, I don't know where this poster came from.
Now we'll look into that. But Chad is saying Instagram, Sports Illustrated made it official, and the New York Times they made it official. Yes, thank you, Brian. I appreciate that. Yeah, yes.
The Bleacher Report,
Bleacher Report,
Sports Illustrated.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm questioning this now.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that and follow up with it if we find out any other information. El Grande Americano and Los Americanos had a Texas Tornado match with the original El Grande Americano and Los Americanos Hermanos. Any thoughts, Jason, on this riveting 6-man tornado tag team match that probably would have been better served in AAA than on Raw?
I don't care. I haven't cared about the Americano stuff. I can't tell you in how long. Words cannot describe like how just overall of this I am. It's great in AAA. Like, it just, people have a connection with it in AAA in a way that they just don't. Because when they're out there on Raw, they're wrestling for crickets. And then I'm sure when they have this match on the 30th, it's I think in Monterey, I think, they're going to go out there. Dude, the heat is probably going to be off the charts for that match. Like, I'm looking forward to the match.
Me too.
It's almost like there's just two totally different universes. The one that I see on Mondays, I don't give a shit about. Not a single solitary shit. But when I see clips of, or I see the segments of the stuff they're doing in AAA and how the fans are reacting to it. Now, we talked about that pull-apart brawl all those weeks ago. It's like I'm not even watching the same thing.
No.
It doesn't work on the main roster. People are over it. They don't care. They don't have the same kind of investment. Dude, I'm watching this match last night. They're all wearing masks. Some of them are dressed up the exact same way. And so and there was a lot of action. They were trying, and they're all kind of bunched up together, and this guy's diving and that guy's diving, and like they're so close together sometimes and landing on each other. Sometimes it's legitimately hard to like, who's that? Oh, okay, wait, I think I know who that is. It's meaningless. On Raw, it is meaningless, and you know that what they're doing is they're simply killing time until they get to the 30th. They're trying to get them screen time because it gives Michael Cole and Corey Graves an opportunity to promote the AAA show. So this is what we have to sit through until we get to the mask versus mask match. And at that point, we will have some finality to this and we can move on because the Americano stuff sucks on Monday Night Raw. It just does.
Chad Gable needs to be unmasked and moved into the IC title picture.
But even the Creeds, like, I was wondering for the longest time, like, where did these guys disappear to? Because they were getting screen time on Raw, and then they vanished. at a time when we desperately need tag teams. They have 2 sets of tag team titles. I'm like, where the fuck are the Creeds? And then they reappear as Julio and Bruto.
Credo.
Thank you.
Yeah, might as well move them down to AAA too. The War Raiders seem to be having a blast down there.
Oh, is that where they've been?
Yeah. Yeah, they moved the War Raiders to AAA.
I don't blame them. Good. I'd be happy down there too if I were them.
Working for Mark Calloway instead of fucking Paul Levesque. Sure, let's do it. Anyway, speaking of tag teams, Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez versus Scream Mode, Jason. Scream Mode.
Scream Mode.
Scream Mode, yes. Brie and Paige, yeah.
That's what I do when I see them on the TV and I hear that song.
Any thoughts on this riveting contest here, man?
No, actually. I have no thoughts. They're just waiting for Nikki Bella to be healed up enough to come back so we can finally just put an end to the team. It's a makeshift team. They were not supposed to be a tag team. They have no real chemistry. I mean, obviously they're not going to have chemistry the way that Nikki and Brie would. And so I feel like we're just biding time until Nikki is ready to come back from the injury.
Roxanne Perez took the pinfall here. It's just a merry-go-round of tag team title matches. Who comes out wants a tag team title match next, and then they get that match the following week, and then the next team comes out, and then we get another match the following week. It's just a nonsensical stuff. This is all insufferable garbage. I can't stand the women's tag team title picture. It's just awful television. There's literally nothing as far as the story in anything that they're doing.
No, nothing.
Brock Lesnar. The open challenge, that was not. Brock Lesnar comes out in the shadows and F5s Oba Femi 4 different times, and he left Oba laying. He ripped his jeans in the process of all 4 of these F5s.
Second time now.
Yeah. Chat,
what brand of jeans? What brand of jeans?
Yeah, I don't know. Chat was asking where he buys his jeans. I said I could see Brock shopping at Walmart, honestly.
Somebody in my chat said, does he buy them at Goodwill?
I don't know. Do they have Brock Lesnar size at Goodwill? I'm assuming they do, right?
I don't know, but I would certainly hope when he travels now on the road, he's going to have to bring a backup pair of jeans in the event that his jeans rip.
Yeah, well, his jeans ripped, and he told Oba Femi to stay down. I don't know if that was just him kind of selling the moment, or he was legitimately telling Oba to stay down just to sell the entire scene. And
are
then
we talking about Brock Lesnar, or are we talking about Brock Lesnar?
No, that's where I was going next. I don't know why he got jumbled up there. What happened there?
I don't know.
Of all the guys' names to mess up, you mess up your own guy's name that you're known for 30 years? Holy shit.
Yeah, it's rare that Heyman would mess up. I don't know how Adam Pearce didn't just crack in the middle of that. There's no way. I would have lost it.
Brock Lesnar. Okay.
Brock Lesnar.
Okay. Well, the contract was handed to Adam Pearce. And he's got Brock Lesnar's name on it, and all he needs is Oba.
Wouldn't that be something like the match ends up not happening? A clash in Italy because Adam Pearce is like, that's the wrong name, so therefore the contract is not official, and they drag it out just to get to SummerSlam.
Back to the open challenges we go. All right,
we got to get a new contract signed, and Brock's not around, so we're gonna have to postpone the match until SummerSlam.
Well, Brock's name was apparently on this contract. All we needed was Oba's, and then Paul Heyman says we would be on the verge of having the biggest rematch in WWE history. No, that's not the biggest rematch in WWE history, but it certainly, at least for this generation, could be up there.
Physically speaking,
sure.
I mean, those are 2 big guys in there.
Yeah. So a lot of people were talking about this, Jason. I know you talked about it. I talked about it. Bully Ray talked about it today on Busted Open. He noted that what many took as a retirement moment at WrestleMania 42 was entirely an assumption on the audience's part. He says, you never heard these words come out of Brock's mouth. Well, we don't really hear anything that comes out of Brock's mouth. That's all Paul Heyman. But he goes on to say, at least I don't think we did. Not on WWE television, not on one of their podcasts. The WWE never touted Brock Lesnar officially being retired. As a matter of fact, they were saying, what's next for Brock Lesnar? And I find it very interesting choice of words post-WrestleMania. Now, Lesnar left his MMA gloves and his boots in the ring following a loss to Oba Femi at WrestleMania, as you guys know. Heyman was crying. Heyman, obviously bid him farewell in his own way. WWE removed his profile from the active part of the site to the alumni section. PW Insider reported last week that Lesnar is still internally listed as an active performer and considered a free agent. Bully Ray said those signals made the return feel earned rather than contradictory. He never said, I'm retiring. We just speculated it. The way he took off his boots and gloves, I got why he did it. You could always bait a person in. He got beat. What better way to sucker someone in than make them believe you've retired? Now, I think Bully Ray's just kind of fucking going on, whatever the fuck he's talking about here, whatever it may be. I think people legitimately, Jason, have a right to be upset because we saw what we saw at Mania. And it's a very powerful thing to see someone take their gloves off and their boots off and fucking start waving goodbye. And Lesnar was on the verge of tears. Paul Heyman was legitimately fucking crying. His face was red on Sunday night, WrestleMania night too. But you only get one of those moments. So everybody thought, even then, Brock's going to be back at some point. But to see them physically just do it and then a month later kind of revert back to just doing what they did before we saw that at WrestleMania, it's like, what do you like? Who said what, man?
No, I mean, I don't know. It was
Holy room. Something broke Jason, man. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe he's laughing at Bully Ray's ridiculous quote from Busted Open today. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that was ridiculous. No, it was SS.
Oh my goodness.
I don't even know why. He said, no way, maybe Brock Lesnar really is retired. And his new name is Brock Lesnar, so technically Brock Lesnar is retired, but like Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar is his new name moving forward, man.
That's his new name. That's his new name. Even Brock is not, he can't escape the name change.
Brock Lesnar has succumbed to the fucking fatal name change in WWE.
Oh man, like Jericho comes back. He's not Chris Jericho anymore. Now he's just Jericho. So now Brock is changing his name.
Listen, are you understanding of why people are upset about why they kind of reverted back? I mean, you only get one of those moments, and it's like if they want Brock to retire, they should have just saved this all for SummerSlam. But one of my best friends told me today, and this was actually something I don't think anybody was thinking about. And shout out to him, Mr. Soldier. He's a buddy of mine from Canada, and he's an incredible Warzone Call of Duty player. And he said today in the comment section of the 2 Count when I was live with Coach, he's like, JD, I think what that meant for Lesnar is that was his last WrestleMania, and he did that at WrestleMania because he knows he's not going to be wrestling at next year's Mania. He's retiring in August. I think I said that's actually a very, very valid point. So what did you make of the whole situation? Were you understanding of why people were upset, or is it something that we all kind of anticipated anyway?
I mean, I think it's something a lot of people anticipated, with SummerSlam being in Minneapolis. There was always going to be a chance of it. I mean, look, I didn't know for sure, but I did comment on it on night 2 in my review. I said, when Brock was in the ring and everyone's like, oh, he's crying. I'm like, he wasn't really crying. It looked like he was trying to cry. And there were people like Heyman is one of them who fucking tears will just start streaming down their face. So I was like, is this Brock putting on the appearance of him being emotional because he's never emotional, and that he's just going to come back? Or is it legitimate? And I was hoping it was because it was the perfect send-off. So I think people have a right to be upset if they feel like this was the perfect way for it to end. Now Oba's got to lose, or maybe they just don't want to see Brock come back. So I'm not going to say that people don't have a legitimate right to be upset about it. I'm not shocked. And I'm kind of indifferent towards it. If Oba goes in there and loses, which he probably will, I mean, they could do like a non-finish, but let's be honest. I mean, chances are he's going to lose.
Yes.
It's not like I'm not panicking over it. It's not the end of Oba Femi. Last night was the first time, really with anybody since he got called up, is the first time that he was actually put down by someone. And it took 4 F5s. Like, they protected him in what they did last night. It took 4 of them to put this man down. If he goes in there and he loses to Brock, the idea is that it's a trilogy. They go into the final match, 1 apiece. And then, of course, it would be ridiculous if Brock won the blow-off match. I can't imagine that. But this is the way it played out with Brock and Cody 3 years ago, right? They had a trilogy, and Cody won the first one, Brock won the second one. Cody came back and beat him at SummerSlam. And not only did he beat him, but then Brock, if you remember, Brock raised his arm. He was like endorsing him. And then we didn't see Brock again for over 2 years. So it feels like they're running the same playbook back. I don't think that this was something as people like, oh, they're changing creative on the fly. The open challenge wasn't working. So they called Brock and they offered him money to come. Like, no, to me, this was clearly the plan all along. And they knew Brock was going to be back. And this was always the plan, was to get to a second match and then do a third match, probably in Minneapolis, because they have a 2-night SummerSlam to book. This was probably always the plan. I'm okay with the open challenge being done.
Me too.
Because even last week, I think we talked about this. It felt like, okay, they're already running out of steam. How can they keep this interesting for another 3, 4, 5 weeks? Now we don't have to worry about it anymore. Now he has a solid direction. They're gonna drag this out, and the open challenge is over. And look, it's not the end of the world if he goes in there and loses, because they've done everything right so far with Oba. This is one thing I will actually cut them some slack and give them some leeway on, because it's the one thing they've gotten right every step of the way. If you continue it and Oba just beats him up every week, which is what he's been doing, that's boring. Like they had to give Brock something. You can't just have Oba go out there every single week and just, all right, he lays out Brock again. That's how you get people to not only get bored, but they might start to turn against Oba. And you don't want that. I thought it was a very good sign when Brock left last night. There were fans booing. Like, they cheered when he came out. They were excited to see him. Like, holy shit, they weren't expecting him. But there were noticeable boos. It wasn't like, one more time. We see that all the time. I thought it was a good sign for Oba that the people were booing Brock. It shows that he is genuinely over with the audience.
Yeah, this is going to be... Hopefully the match goes a little bit longer in Italy than it did at WrestleMania. I would like to see Oba struggle a little bit and then come up short. We'll see what happens in a couple weeks. I like the fact that Oba and the Open Challenge is done. I said that last night. I have no problem with it. I can see why people are upset about it. People should not be surprised with the people running the company in TKO. They were always going to monetize a return Brock Lesnar match or a retirement match for Brock Lesnar, and Brock Lesnar being at SummerSlam, being it's a 2-night event. These things were all probabilities, more so than anything. So I don't think anybody should be upset. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to lose sleep over this. In fact, Lesnar being on the show last night was the only saving grace of the entire show. So just imagine if we didn't get Brock and we got some random open challenge with Oba Femi and fucking, I don't know, whoever else is left on that roster as a loser. I have no idea. So,
the only thing is, if this is what they're doing and the idea is to go do a trilogy,
yeah,
then that takes Oba. If they do King of the Ring, then he can't win King of the Ring.
That's exactly what I said last night, where we could easily see Roman versus Jacob Fatu again for a third match, or Roman versus Seth, which was the original WrestleMania plan before he got hurt. So, Oba, that's what I said last night too. I don't think Oba's going to be challenged for the world title after everybody wants to see that happen. But the thing is, if he loses to Brock, where does he go after that? I mean, how do they book him from that point on?
Well, no, he has to at the end of this. He has to beat Brock.
No, I'm saying after he loses. I think we presume that he's going to lose in Italy after he loses.
In Italy,
in Italy. But what do they do with him after he loses in Italy? Do they have him go on a monstrous tear again, or like what do they do?
Well, yeah, because there's going to be time before they get to SummerSlam.
Yeah,
right. There's what? Is it 2 months?
Yeah.
Well, SummerSlam's the beginning of August, so yeah, it would be 2 months. Yeah, I mean, you can have him just start killing dudes. They'll have to come up with something for him to do in the meantime, and he could go out there and just start calling Brock out. Let's say Brock's not going to be on TV that often until July, and he could just be killing dudes and getting on the mic and calling out Lesnar every single week until Brock finally shows up and he wants one more match, right? To finally settle this once and for all, find out who the better man is, because he got to win, you got to win, and let's do this. Let's finish it. But at the end of all this, yeah, I mean, there's not a chance. There's not a chance that Lesnar, when this feud is over, in my opinion, goes over on Oba.
Yeah.
Like, Oba wins in the end. The bigger question is, okay, let's say that happens at SummerSlam. Then what do you do with Oba? Because if this brief post-WrestleMania window was any kind of hint as to what they might do with him, That doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. So I'm more curious coming out of SummerSlam. What do you then do with Oba Femi? Who does he work with? Who does he feud with?
I don't know. I'm not really all that crazed about how they've been booking him as of late. Honestly, I think we've been going backwards since coming out of WrestleMania.
Probably the Vision. Probably the Vision. They'll probably get Bronson Reed back this summer.
Yeah,
and they'll be at full strength. And I could see him working with the different members of the Vision.
Him and Breaker is a very interesting match. So we will see. I'm excited about what Clash in Italy is providing us. Right now, the card looks fucking unbelievable. We got Roman versus Jacob Fatu Tribal Combat for the World Heavyweight Championship. Gunther versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. Oba versus Brock is all but confirmed. We just need to get that officially announced on Raw. So that's 3. I'm assuming we're going to get a rematch between Braun Breaker and Seth Rollins. That would be 4. What else do we add as a 5th?
Then probably Jade and Rhea.
Jade and Rhea. I would love for them to add a 6th, but I know I'm counting my fucking
That's
stars there. Italy, I don't know what the tickets are looking like for Italy. Some people were telling me that it's not sold out. That's why they're ramping up the card the way that they are. I think that the show is sold out. It's the first time that they ever run a PLE in Italy. I think people just ran at the tickets no matter how much they cost just to be a part of it because it's the first time ever. So I think they're largely sold out. But what do you think of this card? I mean, this card's fucking stacked as of right now.
Well,
we're not even done yet.
Yeah, no, I mean it's already shaping up to be bigger than Backlash.
Yeah.
Just by having 2 title matches on the same show, it's already bigger than Backlash, and then you get Brock on there. So no, it's already shaping up to be the biggest WWE show of the month, which is good because Saturday night's main event is, I mean, it is what it is. It's really not a big card on Saturday. So I would certainly hope the Italy card is a lot more, enticing than Saturday night's main event is. And it's looking pretty good so far. But the idea of doing 6 matches is I wouldn't hang my hat on that.
Yeah, Liv versus Stephanie's a possibility, but they gotta rush through that, man. Stephanie's not back yet.
She's supposedly going to be back imminently. There was some talk that maybe she would be back last night. She wasn't. She could be back next week, and that would give them 6 days to put the match together. Because Liv Morgan, I mean, it's very, very clear that they were going to do a rematch, probably a Backlash between her and Stephanie. Stephanie got hurt, and they had absolutely no idea what to do with Liv Morgan.
No,
dude, have they even hinted at anything?
Nothing. She just stands out there with the rest of the women.
And it's terrible because there were some story hints and story teases there, like heading into WrestleMania with her and Raquel, and they just dropped that shit cold. They haven't even hinted at anything because they're waiting for Stephanie to come back. If she wasn't coming back, dude, I don't know what they would do. Plug Io, and I mean, she just got married, so I don't even know if Io's available right now. Congrats to her, by the way. But yeah, they got nobody. They got nobody. Liv shows up. She's in the corner of Raquel and Roxanne. She's like a manager now, and she has no direction.
Yeah, so if they don't do Liv and Stephanie, and that plays out the way Jason put, we could always go Trick and Mello. I could see Trick Williams being on that show for the United States title. I would love to see it. We'll see what happens.
No, I don't think they would do it on that show.
But Saturday night's main event is looking like this. Street Profits versus Division for the tag team titles. We got Becky Lynch versus Sol Ruca now, which apparently is an Intercontinental Championship match.
Well, I mean, again, there's some debate about that. Somebody said that it was on their IG and then they deleted it. So maybe it was it has to be a mistake.
Well, we'll run with a non-title match because that's what Becky said last night, and that's the way it should be. Penta versus Ethan Page for the men's Intercontinental title. Page and Brie Bella versus Nia Jackson, Lash Legend, and Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, and Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill and the Not So Baddies. Not really an exciting card on Saturday night, huh?
No.
It's probably one of the weakest Saturday night's main events they have put together.
Well, I felt like they gave up on this a while ago.
The whole concept?
Yeah, I mean, when they came back with it, they had the retro elements and they had Jesse, and that was kind of fun. And they had some big matches on those shows. And as sometimes happens, as time goes on, and now it's not even on NBC anymore. So now it's just relegated to Peacock. That was part of it also. Like, oh, we're back on NBC. So now it's not even on NBC anymore. And I feel
Yeah,
like
they wanted to put their best face forward on NBC, and then after they got something else, they're like, "Fuck it, we don't give a shit anymore."
Well, also, yeah, the audience on NBC was just not good. So, I mean, let's be honest. That's the reason why they're not on NBC anymore, because the ratings sucked. So now they're just on Peacock, and it's like, all right. I'm not going to say that they're in Battle of the Belts territory yet, but it's kind of, it almost feels like it's trending that way a little bit, where it's like we're obligated to do them, and so let's just do them, and they'll help build to, which traditionally is what Saturday night's main event, even in the old days, was used for, to really kind of build to whatever that big like next pay-per-view is going to be. But they gave you a lot more usually than we're getting on this show this weekend.
Yeah, this one coming up certainly feels Battle of the Belts-esque for sure.
They are at Madison Square Garden though in July.
Yeah, they'll put their best. They will definitely put their best card together for that one. I would assume they're not going to skimp on MSG. Seth Rollins and Austin Theory. This went 12 minutes. This obviously continued the Rollins and Breakker feud, but I'm more interested, I'm sure you are, Jason, in the Rollins and Montez Ford tensions. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what's going down there, but Montez ate a spear as he took the bullet for Angelo Dawkins from Braun Breaker, and he did say that anytime they get involved in Seth Rollins' business, bad news seems to follow. What are we looking at here? Are we looking at a Montez Seth Rollins match coming out of this, or are they eventually all going to get on the same page to eradicate the vision?
We have to get at least one match.
Yeah.
Don't you think? I mean, they've been building tension between them for so long, and that's a match. I'd love to see that match.
Yeah.
There's no reason. I'll tell you what, you close out an episode of Monday Night Raw with that match. I have a hell of a lot more interest in that than Rollins against Austin Theory.
Sure. So, that's to me, at least they're consistent with it. We got a nice simple storyline element from show to show about what Rollins and Montez and Dawkins have been going through. It's probably the most interesting thing on the entire show, even though we've gotten little bits and pieces of it. But Rollins beats Austin Theory. We're continuing the Breakker feud, and hopefully that takes place at Clash in Italy. And that'll be one of the matches added there. But that was your Monday Night Raw. Again, without Lesnar, show was definitely in the dumps. Now, there's two notes coming out of Monday night, one on CM Punk and one on LA Knight. We'll talk about LA Knight first because he was actually on the show, believe it or not, in a backstage segment with the Usos. LA Knight's been off TV for a number of weeks, leading to questions about his whereabouts. He was on the show last night with the Usos, but Fightful Select inquired following his disappearance from Raw the last few weeks, right after it looked like he was set to start a program with Gunther. Now, since then, LA Knight has been off TV, and Gunther moved over to SmackDown, where he's now going after the WWE title. Fightful acts within WWE and people familiar to the situation, they claimed it was a non-story and that he was just off television. When we pressed the situation, it was also claimed that it wasn't as a result of an injury or a pay dispute or anything related to recent releases or pay cuts. It was also confirmed to us that creative quickly changed after WrestleMania for a number of wrestlers. We're working to learn more about who and what changed. He hasn't wrestled, I don't think, since coming out of WrestleMania, Jason, where he was in that six-man tag with I Show Speed at WrestleMania. This is probably one of the most over talents, not even in the company, but in the entire industry. And they have not capitalized on any of his momentum whatsoever. Yet there are still people out there thinking that he could be the guy to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship and maybe win Money in the Bank this year. I don't know, man. The LA Knight fan base is going to be very disappointed when we get someone else not named LA Knight winning Money in the Bank.
I feel like we just go through this every year.
It's 4 years in a row now.
Doesn't it feel that way?
Yeah.
Like every year, who's going to win Money in the Bank? This is going to be the year. And at some point, you just have to, stop doing this to yourself. Like, it's not going to happen. He can be in a high-profile feud on the show, but him as the champion or him, winning Money in the Bank, it's not in the cards. It's just not. All you got to do is watch the shows and just watch the way that he's been booked over the years. It's almost like they're actively avoiding it. They're doing everything they can to have him doing other things but that. So what makes you think, what have they done this year to make you think that this is going to be the year? That this is going to be any different than it was in 2025 or 2024 or 2023?
Well, by the looks of it, they're putting him back in the Vision Vortex.
They are.
They're just waiting for Bronson Reed to get back from injury, so he's got some fresh talent to work with.
He hasn't forgotten the big splash on top of the car. Yeah, his night last night consisted of him confronting the Usos in the back, and then he confronted Seth Rollins, and he told him, like, you going out there tonight in the main event by yourself is a bad idea, but I ain't going out there to help you. You're on your own. And then he just, like, with his luggage behind him, he just wheeled away, and he left. And he did not, in fact, show up for the main event. He was true to his word. I mean, dude, what do you want me to say about this? Like,
I don't know.
It's LA Knight. People have to stop torturing themselves. He has a role on the show. They will plug him in where needed. They do not trust him enough to be in a top spot. There is no room for him to be in a top spot. You have Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. They're the two world champions right now. Now, maybe coming out of Italy, it'll be Jacob and Cody, or it'll be Gunther and Roman, right? Because I'm still very skeptical about there being two title changes on the same show. Those are your champions, and the people, when they lose those titles, they're going to be trying to get the belt back. And so these are your matches through the summer. Where does LA Knight fit into any of this? He fits nowhere in this. There is no obvious spot for him in that mix. He was going to wrestle Gunther. He was going to lose. Gunther, they then changed the creative. He ended up on SmackDown. That's why LA Knight's been off TV. There was clearly something happened in terms of creative. And I think what happened is Randy Orton is hurt. Now, Randy Orton can post all the tweets he wants to. Everyone's dumping on Meltzer. Can I just say this? Everyone's dumping on Dave Meltzer. Oh, Dave caught in another lie. Because Dave said in the Observer that Orton has a back injury. It's potentially significant. And that's why he hasn't been seen on TV. And then Orton went on his social media and he was like, LMAO. What did he say? I'm paraphrasing here, but it was basically, I'm taking time off and I'll be back soon to collect number 15.
Yeah.
Nowhere in the message did he refute anything that Dave actually said, right? He didn't refute, like, I'm not hurt, or he didn't say that. But everyone's like, oh, he refuted Dave Meltzer. Yeah, but did he? I didn't hear that in his message. It's possible he is hurt and maybe it's not significant and he will be back soon. But do you mean to tell me that the way they ended night one of WrestleMania, the plan was always for Orton to just vanish?
No.
Gunther was literally on Raw. You saw the same segment that I saw, talking about wanting to win the World Heavyweight Championship. And then LA Knight walked up to him. And then I don't even know if it was the next week. It might have been that Friday. Gunther's on SmackDown attacking Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Something happened. In that time period, there was a creative shift. There was a reason for it. Whether, he wants to come out and admit it or not, something clearly happened. I feel like it's tied into Randy Orton. But the point is, LA Knight doesn't fit into any of this.
No. It's creatively lost, and WWE is never going to do anything with LA Knight. So you guys should just give up hoping that your man is going to
they'll do
ascend
stuff
to the
with
heights.
him. They're just not going to do the stuff that the LA Knight fans want them to do.
No.
Like, I feel their pain, man. He's still, somehow, he is still over in spite of the booking. And there's definitely more I think that they could be doing with him. I'm just saying you need to temper your expectations and just kind of understand the regime that you're dealing with here. They have done nothing to indicate that anything is going to be any different this year.
Well, we talked about it going into the January 5th episode of Raw at the beginning of the year, the first Raw of the year. We talked about how LA Knight should have at least been a one-time world heavyweight champion. And that should have happened at that Saturday night's main event on November 1st instead of CM Punk.
Yeah.
But they didn't opt to go that way. They went with Punk, and LA Knight has been kind of floating around in the middle of nothing ever since. So that's the LA Knight story. And then CM Punk, an update from The Observer on CM Punk. He's been removed from all advertising for the European tour and several other Raw dates in June. We're told that there is nothing more to this than a schedule change. WWE quietly pulled Punk from the house show portion of the May 28th to June 22nd European tour. He had originally been advertised for a full overseas run, which begins May 28th in Liverpool and continues through June 22nd, which will be Monday Night Raw at the O2 Arena in London. He's still advertised for July 6th in Chicago, and then July 13th in Dallas, July 20th in Detroit, July 27th in Los Angeles, and August 3rd in Des Moines. Well, I mean, that's SummerSlam month, so it's like, of course he's going to be at SummerSlam. But what do you make of CM Punk being off the show, Jason? Is it more than what people are really kind of reporting? Because I know some people last week said that he was quietly punished for putting his hands on the fans at the Las Vegas casino during WrestleMania weekend, which is not true, by the way. Or is it just CM Punk taking time off and kind of healing himself up before he gets back into the thick of things here?
I think it's a combination maybe of that and the fact that they really don't have anything for him to do at the moment. So just give him some time off and then come up with a plan for him either going into SummerSlam or immediately coming out of SummerSlam. It's just possible they may not have any obvious spot for him right now. And so this was the perfect time coming out of Mania where, he was going pretty good and defending the title on television on a lot of weeks. And he's not a young man anymore. He's managed to stay injury-free since the last injury that kept him out for 8 months. And maybe it's not the worst idea in the world to give him 6 weeks off. The only thing I don't understand is why you would have him go out there on television coming out of WrestleMania and literally tell people, like, I'm not going on vacation. I'm not going anywhere. Yeah. And then we don't see him again. Because now it just makes him look like a liar.
Yes. He blamed Roman Reigns for doing that, and now he's doing the same thing Roman would have done. So.
Yeah. So him going out there and saying that and then either pulling him from the road or him pulling himself off the road, that didn't make any sense to me. But look, you got to Punk, he can't run the way that he used to. You can't run him into the ground like that. You want him to be healthy. You don't want him to get hurt again. So let him take some time off. I don't have any issue with that.
No, me neither.
It's been very noticeable, though, on Mondays. Like, the show has taken a nosedive without him there.
Yes, big time.
Very noticeable.
Hopefully he will be back soon. We miss CM Punk. AEW. We got a big show on Sunday nights from Queens. Double or Nothing. Sold out at Louis Armstrong Stadium. They did over 14,000 for this. I thought last I looked today, they had one ticket available, which I'm assuming is completely gone. So sold out is Double or Nothing. 8 matches right now on the card. I don't know if Tony Khan is going to add 16 more to this on Wednesday, but I'm looking
at least 3.
At least 3, yeah.
They haven't announced anything for the pre-show.
No, there'll be an hour and a half of pre-show. I'm assuming. But what I'm looking at here is a solid show. So we'll start with this because we covered Dynamite on Wednesday because we were live on Thursday, so we had enough time to talk about last week's Dynamite. Bandito. He will be going one-on-one with Swerve Strickland. This is an Owen Hart Memorial Cup men's quarterfinal match. Now, we went over the brackets last week. If you guys want to go check that out, it is on last week's episode on Thursday. We have both come to the conclusion that Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland are 2 heavy favorites to meet in the finals of the Owen Hart Cup. So I'm looking forward to this match because I think Bandito is incredible, as do you, Jason. And Swerve... he's been off TV for a little bit now, ever since Dynasty, where he beat Brody King. So I think we're both going to go Swerve in this matchup, correct?
Yeah, I'm sticking with Swerve. Tony in the past has on occasion wanted to, I think, throw kind of a curveball in there. And I think, I guess it's just a question of if he was going to throw a curveball into one of these matches, which one would it be? It's not going to be Joe and Ospreay. Right, no. So forget about that one. It could be this one. It could be. Brody and Claudio could go either way, realistically. But I can't sit here and say there's no chance Bandito wouldn't win. I would be very surprised if he did. So I'm sticking with Swerve. But
he's still the Ring of Honor World Champion, correct?
He is.
Okay.
And imagine that as a final.
Yeah.
Ospreay and Bandito.
Listen, I got no problems with that. I mean, if you're looking at Bandito win, then that gives a lot of opportunity to Tony, or for Tony, to do Brody King beating Claudio and having Brodito meet in the semifinals, which is an interesting aspect if you're Tony Khan, I'm assuming, because he loves both of those guys. Or on the other hand, you go Swerve and Claudio, which I don't see happening, or you do Swerve and Brody, which is a rematch from Dynasty, but Swerve beat Brody at Dynasty. So why would you want to beat Brody again in the same match? So if you want to do the new thing and the fresh thing, Bandito and Brody would be the way to go. But, I mean, he has tricked us before. So.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if he was going to do that in this tournament, I feel like this might be the match where it happens, where everyone's assuming, everybody thinks they know. It's going to be Ospreay and Swerve in the finals, and haha, you were wrong.
You can't touch Tony on the history of his company, man. So I know he knows that Swerve and Ospreay met in the AEW Championship match in 2024 Forbidden Door. I think that's where everybody's running with this. But again, like you said, I would not be surprised to see Bandito win. I'm sticking with Swerve though.
Yeah.
And that is happening on Sunday. Ospreay and Joe. This is also the other men's quarterfinal. Ospreay has been training with the Death Riders and John Moxley. He's added some new moves to his repertoire. But Samoa Joe is just simply there in storyline because he wanted Ospreay services. He wanted to train Ospreay and get ready for Wembley. And Ospreay has opted to choose the Death Riders. So Joe has a problem with this. And now they meet, coincidentally, in the quarterfinal here of the men's own. And Ospreay is going to get the W. It's not going to be easy. But what comes out of this, Jason? Do you feel like whatever comes out of this is going to play into the story of Ospreay and John Moxley training even further?
I mean, I would imagine so. I mean, they are trying to tell a story there. So if not, I mean, what's the point of it then? The biggest surprise again for me is that Moxley is not in this thing. Yeah. But it just tells me that maybe they're just going to meet outside the tournament on some other show between now and then. And we talked about the possibility of this new pay-per-view in July.
Redemption.
Which hasn't been announced yet, but I believe that was the trademark they filed for. So, yeah, I mean, this is the easiest match to predict. This is his to lose. It's the Ospreay story is what is being told here in this tournament. It is a story of perseverance, the neck, what condition is he going to be? Can he soldier through this entire bracket? He's got to win 3 matches if he wants to win the tournament and get that championship match at Wembley Stadium. That's the entire story to me of this tournament.
Which is why I'm kind of sad that your idea didn't play out and Moxley wasn't on the other side of this tournament and he wins and he meets Moxley in the final and his test, he's got to go through the ultimate test to get to Wembley.
Well, but again, it could have been a case where Tony felt like it was going to be too predictable. So let's just not have him in there. We'll have Ospreay win, and even though he's already got a guaranteed title match, we'll do it some other time. You know, in the lead up to the, and that could be like his final test to see if he truly is ready. And they do a match in July or something between them. I could see that being the mindset. Like, oh well, everyone's going to assume like this is a predictable final, so let's just not have him in there.
Well, if Swerve wins his side and Ospreay wins his side, isn't that a predictable final?
Sure.
I would rather have your predictable final because it plays into the story that we're seeing on television.
I mean, yes. I mean, if you're just looking at it from the perspective as just a match, Ospreay and Swerve, you can't go wrong with Ospreay and Swerve.
No.
As a match, it will probably be better than what Ospreay and Moxley would have done. But yes, from a story perspective, I think it would have made more sense to have Moxley in that spot. You gotta go through me if you want to get a shot at that.
Yeah, it's simple and easy to tell. But they've opted to go a different way. Ospreay wins his and Swerve wins his. Those are the 2 men's matches. The women's also has a quarterfinal match. We'll see Willow versus Alex Windsor. Now, we talked about this last week, and we joked that if Ospreay is going to win the world championship, which everybody presumes at Wembley, is it a possibility with his wife in the women's tournament? Does she also get the same benefit of winning the women's Owen and winning the women's championship at Wembley? Now, I think that would be a little ridiculous, but what do you make of this match, Jason? Do you think Willow goes over Alex Windsor, or do we see Alex Windsor advance in this Owens quarterfinal?
I think Willow goes on.
Yeah.
I think Willow goes on, because look, if she goes on, and if Persephone wins her match,
yeah,
then they meet. I believe they meet then in the next round.
Yes.
Now, didn't Willow and Persephone have a match several months ago on TV? I think Willow.
I think it was on Collision. Yeah.
I thought it was Dynamite.
One of the other.
But beat her with she beat her with a backslide, didn't she? It was something like that. I just vaguely remember that. So there is some recent history there between the 2 of them, and this could be, a chance for Persephone to kind of get her win back. I just, the point is I could see that being the semifinal match more than I can Alex Windsor against Persephone or I guess Hazuki. Maybe she wins, but yeah, Willow I don't see winning, but I wouldn't bounce her out of the first round.
No, not as TBS champion, no.
No, I think that'd be crazy.
With Athena retaining the Ring of Honor Women's Championship over the weekend on Friday, do you see her Do you see that holding her back in this tournament? Because I thought if she lost, it would mean better odds for her to win this tournament. But now that she's retained, do you see that kind of not being the case?
I didn't have her as my pick to win regardless. So if she would have lost the title on Friday, I might have been tempted to change my pick because that would have made it a lot more likely that she wins this tournament. The fact that she retained doesn't make it impossible, but it makes it to me less likely. But she wasn't my pick to begin with. So it doesn't really change anything for me. I think she goes to the finals, though.
Athena in the finals, yeah, like we said last week. Athena and Persephone in the finals.
That's the final that I have.
All right, with Forbidden Door and Persephone working a dual contract, that makes sense for Forbidden Door. But the option is there, even though it's very small, for Alex Windsor to win this tournament. Jamie Hayter win the women's championship and take the women's championship into Wembley, and they battle it out one-on-one to hometown ladies. But I don't think that's the case. I think we've been seeing this tag team, the Brawling Birds, go after the tag team titles. I think that's where their role is in London. So we'll see how that plays out. But I'm also going with Willow. Speaking of the women's championship, Fatal 4-Way, Tekla against Hikaru Shida, against Chris Statlander, and Jamie Hayter, Fatal 4-Way. Who do you got in here?
Tekla.
Tekla is going to retain. Yes. The only other one I would say is Jamie Hayter because she just got back and she just seems ice cold. And Statlander, I don't know what they want Statlander to be. She just seems like she's all over the place. She doesn't know what she wants to be on any given week. But Tekla is going to retain. We have Stadium Stampede. Now this is a large amount of individuals in the same match. Jericho, the Hurt Business or Syndicate, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Jack Perry, all on the same team, against Ricochet, Toa Leona, Bishop Khan, Mark Davis, and we have Andrade, and then the Dogs. That's Clark Connors and David Finlay. Are you excited about Stadium Stampede?
I am.
Really?
I am. Oh, yeah, I am.
Okay.
And I'll tell you why. Because my guess is that this is basically going to be Anarchy in the arena, but in a stadium. Because we have not had Stadium Stampede in a few years, right? I mean, it's been a while. And I imagine that the rules will be the same, and you'll probably have the music playing in the background. There'll be mass chaos. You'll have people brawling all over the place. And last year, Anarchy in the arena, I thought it was the best one they've ever done. If it wasn't number one, then it was number two behind the first one. I had a lot of fun with that match last year. Like it was quite good. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. If this can replicate that, especially given some of the names that are involved, because there's some big names in this, then I think this could be a lot of fun. This could be the sleeper match of the show.
My question is, what type of music is Tony Khan going to buy the right to play on this night here for this match?
Well, I mean, as I recall, I think last year they played the Pointer Sisters for a while because Tony, he never did get his money's worth on that song. He got bullied out of using it for Dynamite, and so he was like, "Damn it, I'm going to use this song." And then they cut it off, and that's when we got Drowning Pool, and they played Bodies for like 15 minutes. I don't know. I mean, what? That's to go from the Pointer Sisters to Drowning Pool. Is such just a radical change. I have no fucking idea. But like, you have to admit, like the music and the song, it does make the match more fun.
What was the year before? Didn't they play Final Countdown for Bryan during one of these matches?
Yes, I believe they did.
That's a great song to battle in Stadium Stampede.
I think the first time they ever did that, it was just Judas, I think, on a loop.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they only played Final Countdown once because I don't know how much Tony's being billed for per play, but that can't be a cheap song to buy the rights to.
No, it's not.
If they have fun with the music side and the music aspect of it, I could get behind it. But
Andrew said they should play Red Skies.
Yeah, they well, I mean, I don't know if that's fighting material, but
they should play that that should be the official SmackDown theme song.
That absolutely should be the official SmackDown theme song. I mean, I would like for Andrade to be in something better and Omega to be in something better. We talked about this. Even Bobby Lashley put them in the Owen. Tony won't beat his bigger names, and he wants his tournaments to look the way that they want and play out the way that they need to play out. But this is going to be a fun 14-man battle. So we'll see what happens with this.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be impossible for us to just take notes on and keep track of what's going on. But just to watch it, again, I had a lot more fun with Anarchy in the Arena last year than I thought I would. And I would imagine this is basically just Anarchy in the Arena with a different name.
Yeah. We got Takeshita and Okada. This is for the International Championship. Out of everything on this show, this is probably the one pure wrestling match outside Swerve and Bandito I'm looking forward to most. This is a long time coming. And Okada was...
That's a good one. Starboy Bebop says, play the Mortal Kombat theme.
That would be fucking awesome.
That would be great.
You can play the one I got from Andy James. That'll be a banger one.
And very timely, too.
Yeah. Jason, we've been waiting a long time for this one-on-one match. This could be... this could easily be one of the best matches of the year, if not the match of the year, if they let them go. I want to say Takeshita wins this title here. I'm not really sure when it comes to Tony Khan and the way he books Okada. Do you see Okada losing the championship to Takeshita here?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I think. Look, I mean, could he want to extend this out to one more match, and save it for Wembley? Sure, it's possible. But I feel like we've waited long enough, and this is also in a stadium. I mean, this is a big show for them. So I mean, you can't save everything for Wembley. I feel like the time is now. They've dragged this out long enough. We're finally getting this match. It's not part of a tournament. It's nothing like that. There's no restrictions on it. Just let them go out and do what we know they can do, and let them play this out, play the story out, and give Takeshita the big win. To me, this is a simple match to book. Just let them go out there and do their thing and do the title change at the end of it.
Does Takeshita finally leave the Don Callis family when he beats Okada? Or does he get kicked out?
I think if anything, he would be kicked out. Okay. I could see a big angle on the following Wednesday where they're all out there together and they're kind of celebrating, and then they all just, jump him.
Andrade also seems to be upset because he wants his world title opportunity, which has not come yet. So we could be looking at both Takeshita and Andrade maybe moving on from the Don Callis family. He has added Brian Cage, and Wardlow supposed to be coming back any week now, and Kyle Fletcher is eventually going to be back. So they are definitely full in the Don Callis family. But I'm also going to Takeshita. I think it's right, and I think he needs that championship. Tag team titles here. We got an I Quit match, and if Cage and Cope do not win, they are no longer able to be a team. So this is for the tag team titles, FTR and Cope and Christian. Finally, we will be getting new tag team champions. We have predicted wrong on the last two pay-per-views, Jason. We thought FTR were going to lose the tag team titles, and they have not. I think this is the time where they lose the tag team titles.
I mean, it has to happen. Do you honestly believe we're never going to see Cope and Christian team up again?
They will be a team walking into Wembley. I can guarantee that.
Yes. So this will be an easy title change, and Tony Khan will get to add their names to their list of tag team champions in AEW history. He will have Edge and Christian on there, and he will get. I'm sure he's been waiting a long time to do this. And they have so many stipulations attached to this. It's an I Quit match. It's a street fight. All this stuff. This can't be anything other than a Cope and Christian win to me.
Well, the tag team division is going to look very different going into All In. The New Day will probably be involved, and the Motor City Machine Guns will be in. So we don't know what the tag team title scene is going to look like going into Wembley, but I'm assuming that we're either going to get Cope, Christian, FTR, and the Bucks in a triple threat tag team ladder match, or we're just going to get Cope and Christian versus the Young Bucks for the tag team championships. Maybe we get FTR versus the New Day, or FTR versus the Motor City Machine Guns. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that tag team division develops, because out of everything that this company has done this year, I'm looking forward to what that tag team division kind of churns out if all those teams end up in AEW. So that is going to be exciting. And then the main event, we got MJF and Darby Allin. This is for the AEW World Championship title versus hair. Now, we've seen this all over the last few weeks, and MJF finally has decided to put his hair on the line in a contract signing that happened on Wednesday. And Darby Allin has been on what Brian Alvarez calls a generational title run that will be remembered for years and years to come. I don't really think it's at that level, but he's had some really great matches. What do you make, Jason, of Darby defending the championship against Sammy Guevara on Collision, and then upcoming on Dynamite this Wednesday, Speedball Mike Bailey? What do you make of those title defenses?
What do I make of him? I mean, like I said from the beginning, it became pretty clear after week 1 that he was going to be defending this title every single week until we got to the pay-per-view. So this title defense on Wednesday tomorrow will be, I believe, his 7th in the span of a month. And so they're telling the story with him where his body is breaking down. Did you see the spot in the match with Guevara where he had him in the Scorpion Deathlock and he just collapsed?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, this is the story they're telling with him, which is why MJF has to win this match. Like, I'm sorry. Like, everything is working against Darby heading into this match. He's running himself into the ground. His body is physically failing him. He's defending the championship nonstop every single week.
The ratings aren't really good with him as champion.
Well, I'm not storyline wise. So they could incorporate that into the storyline. He's depressed because the ratings are down. But like all of these things are happening, and on top of that, like, dude, we're going into this show. He's weakened. He's already 150 pounds soaking wet to begin with. And now we're going into this match. If MJF can't beat him when Darby is at like 40% charge, and he already lost to him once, right? And then what happened after he lost to Darby? Didn't MJF lose like one or two more matches after that? Yeah. He hasn't exactly had a great run, a great record.
He lost to Kevin Knight a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. So it just, for him to go in there and lose again and then get his head shaved, that would be pretty bad.
Yeah, I had MJF pegged to win this match as soon as he lost the championship to Darby Allin. So I don't think that would be very beneficial to them to have Darby Allin walk out of New York as the world champion. But
to do what though? But that's my point. Like, okay, let's say shock the world. Oh my God, Darby won. To do what? Take the belt off Darby 3 or 4 weeks later?
Yeah, and put it on Kenny Omega. Yeah.
They're not going to do that. They're going to have Darby lose it to Kenny Omega, another babyface.
Well, I mean, I would rather Darby lose it to Kenny Omega than putting it on MJF to have him lose to Kenny Omega. What's the point of putting it on MJF?
But the point is you put it on MJF and then he walks into Wembley as the champion because he's the top draw in the fucking company.
You think that may happen, but I have a feeling they may actually go Ospreay and Omega for Wembley for the world title match. There is a show called Redemption, man. I don't know what they're setting up for that. It's aptly named for something.
Where is
Redemption? Montreal is the rumor.
Oh, they're in Canada, huh?
This is why I said, man, you originally pitched this idea. You said it weeks ago. Don't be surprised if we get Omega and Ospreay.
Well, I knew it was a possibility, but I'm just saying now that we're here, as far as like what I actually think is going to happen and would like to see happen, I still feel like this needs to be an MJF win.
Yes, it should be an MJF win, and MJF and Ospreay should be the main event for Wembley. That's the way I've always felt, but yeah. I'm not booking the show. But that's your Double or Nothing show on Sunday. We will both be live on our respective channels. There's a lot to cover on this show, and Tony's not done adding matches. I'm assuming we'll get 2 more on the main card and another 4 more on the pre-show. But it's shaping up to be a very good show. Double or Nothing usually is very good. It's their flagship show. It's right here. Literally in our backyard in Queens.
Yeah. And again, the only reason it's not at Arthur Ashe is because that is currently being renovated.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have been able to fit more people. I don't know if they would have gotten 20,000, but if they're already at 14, had they run Arthur Ashe,
they could have pushed 16.
Yeah, they could have done 15, 16.
Yeah, good for them. They got that smaller stadium sold out, and we will be covering that show on Sunday. But thank you guys very much for all of your support here on Tuesday nights. We are nice and spiffy with a 2-hour and 12-minute runtime, and we're going to get into your super chats in just a second. Once again, I want to thank Salrex for this great TNT design. We got this now up on the shop. Make sure you go and pick that up today. That is on fourthwall.com. Link is down in the description. So please go and pick up your shirt today. That is heavily inspired by Metallica's Ride the Lightning, the new design for Tuesday Night Titans. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We're looking at just about 700 likes. I knew 1,000 was going to be a little daunting tonight because we have the Knicks and Cavaliers on. So everybody's watching the basketball game. Yeah, and that's going to be the way of May and June going into the NBA Finals. So
Knicks fever here in New York.
good for them. Good for them. You guys need a championship. So
It's not going to happen with baseball. So yeah, we got to get a championship somewhere.
Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. And if you guys want to follow Jason on Twitter and on YouTube, everything you need for his social media and YouTube is also linked down below. Let's start at the top here. We already had a $50 mini bomb from our guy Havili. Thank you, Havili. We're going to start with Tone VC with a $2 super chat. He leaves me the metal horn emojis. Thank you, Tone. Hannah with a $1.99. Thoughts on MJF's interview today with Ariel Helwani? I personally didn't listen to it yet. I didn't even know he was on Ariel's show. I did read some quotes from it, but nothing really newsworthy, right, Jason?
Yeah, I haven't seen the entire thing yet. I was out. I watched the beginning of it when he first came on, and it was MJF. I mean, he's great in these settings.
Yeah.
You know, he's a great subject. They veered off into some non-wrestling stuff. I mean, they were getting into like deep stuff, like life shit,
political stuff too. Yeah,
political stuff. They were getting into all kinds of stuff. I did see the part where they brought up the whole Bret Shawn thing, because Ariel's a big Bret Hart fan, as am I. And Ariel has a Bret Hart. It's like a wrestling buddy. That's like when I went to the studio when they gave me the grand tour, and I walked in. That's what I was looking for. I'm like, "Where's Bret?" Because he's got Bret like right behind where the guests sit. And MJF turned and saw it, and turned into this whole thing about Bret and Shawn and why he thinks Shawn is better than Bret. And Ariel's like, "Oh, please, like Bret's better than Shawn." It's like the never-ending. It's been like 30 years. It's like the never-ending like Bret Shawn argument. So I saw that part, but yeah, I haven't seen the entire thing yet.
Yeah, there was something where he mentioned Malachi and the reason why Malachi may not be back in AEW. He said something along
and again, how much of what he was saying was work, how much of what he was saying was in character, out of character. I mean, I need to see the clip for the proper context to that. With him, it's, you know, you never really know with him, but yeah, I mean, he's just the quintessential company guy. You know, I know they were talking about whether he would ever go to WWE. He finds it very appealing, the idea of going down as someone who creates this huge legacy for himself to where he can be this legendary figure and doing it without going there. Which again doesn't mean that one day that won't happen, but he was talking about it like, I would love to be able to do this without being the guy who went to WWE. And he said he's had conversations with Sting about that, because Sting held out. Eventually he ended up there, but Sting was the one guy who never went when he was in his prime.
That's going to be tough. If there's somebody that has the ability to do that, it's certainly MJF.
But think about it, like if you're MJF, you know he's getting paid very well by Tony, and he's able to do all of these things that he's doing. He's doing movies and stuff. And he's hearing these stories and seeing these stories of people on the other side who are being asked to take pay cuts. And you know what? Sometimes the grass isn't greener on the other side.
No, lately has not been, no.
It feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah. You know, it's all going to come down to, is he going to be satisfied creatively? How long can he be satisfied creatively? That's going to be a big driving force as well. So he's got another couple of years there, I'm assuming. He's not going anywhere. So I don't know why that question continues to come up. I know everybody wants to see him and Punk and Cody and Roman, and people think of him at that level, but we got some time for that.
There's so many people there for him to work with.
Yeah.
That he's never had. Even, well, Punk, I mean, he has worked with Punk, but even to do a rematch with Punk. But yeah, Roman and Seth and even some of the newer guys that are on the upswing. You know, like a Trick, or I mean, there's so many people that he could work with. But in AEW, it's not like they have any shortage of talent there either.
No.
So it's not like he's hurting for opponents.
So yeah, I will personally catch up with that. Hannah, thank you very much. Tone VC with a $5 super chat. I'll catch the replay of TNT tonight at the Alter Bridge concert. The merch guy had a Penta shirt on, and I had to do the Penta hand signal to him. That's pretty awesome, man. Have a good time. Great show on Tuesday last week. They killed it. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. JD Jason, the goats of TNT. Let's go. Yeah. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Base Pierce with a $2 super chat. He says TNT 2000.
Yeah, there's a whole. We had some super chatters the other night. We were talking. I don't even know how it came up, but like there have been factions in wrestling, like going back to the WCW days, where they thought it was cool to just call them blank 2000. So we had the NWO 2000. And then we got into this whole discussion about what we should do that now. We should just add like Judgment Day 2000, right? They still sounds cool.
Base Pierce also with a $2 super chat. May 19th, devil mask emoji, fire emoji. Yes, now I know what May 19th means. I won't forget that next year.
Kane does not like it when you say that date.
Hardcore Kevin with a 2. JD Jason, your favorite I Love Lucy episode? I can't answer this question.
Yeah, well, I mean, my mom's favorite episode was the one, and I guess if you watch the show, you would know it because it's a classic episode, the one with the chocolates, where they're on like the assembly line. I don't know the premise of it, but like there's chocolates that they have to like, I guess, wrap, and then it just starts going faster and faster and faster. And she's like stuffing them in her bra, she's stuffing them in her mouth, and it's like that's like a classic episode. So she used to like watching that, so I'll just go with that one.
Michelle with a 2. Could we see Drew back during the tribal combat? Drew McIntyre? Probably not. No. I don't know where Drew is.
Well, he's I guess wrapping up whatever filming for Highlander. I can't rule it out just because he did get beat by Fatu. So if they wanted to pick up with the feud, I suppose it's possible, but
he's also got unfinished business with Roman too. He could. I mean, why would he want Fatu to win the championship though? That's stupid. You know.
Well, I thought he was saying that in terms of costing Fatu.
Yeah, that's the way. I mean, he could go either way. He's got unfinished business with Roman, but he's also had a blood feud with Jacob Fatu. So I think he would probably go after Fatu more so than Roman. But he's always cited Roman for being the reason why he never achieved the heights of his career that he should.
You know what would get just an enormous pop in Italy if they really wanted to have like a big shock ending? They should talk to TNA and say, hey, can we borrow Vinci for a night and have Vinci go out there in the main event and just beat the hell out of Roman and Fatu?
Yeah.
In Italy.
I would love that.
They'd love... Oh.
Giovanni Vinci. Michelle.
What is his name? Vinny, Vici. It's in his Titantron. He's still doing it. I don't know.
Fabian Eichner. Michelle. Does Orton come back as a heel or a face?
Heel.
He'll probably get cheered, though.
But I think he'll be positioned as a heel.
Yes. Zeno with a 10. People, relax. Brock Lesnar is retired. Paul Heyman literally said it's Oba Femi versus Brock Lesnar. It's someone completely different. Yes, we're just going to run with that. MGM Ballin with a $20 super chat. It was funny last week that you guys didn't realize you weren't hearing the same thing in Breeze Botch. JD thought Judgment's Day and Solo thought Judgment's Day. It was pretty funny. Happy birthday, Chris Van Vliet. Let's go Knicks. Thanks, guys. It is CVV's birthday. A shout out to him. He's great people. I swear to God, I heard Judgment's Day. Like that's what I thought I heard. You didn't hear Judgment's Day?
No, I told you. She said Judgment's Day.
Oh, I thought she said Judgment's Day.
No, it was Judgment's Day.
Oh,
there were two of them.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard Judgment's Day. I don't know.
No.
Anyway, who cares, man? It's Brie Bella. She's just awful television at this point. Thanks, MGM Ball.
Hey, you know what's cool? I just since you brought up Chris, there was a photo that went around a few months ago of Heidenreich. He was working at Walmart. I guess somebody bumped into him or whatever, and he took a picture. We put the guy in a headlock and everything. And I think Chris actually chimed in at the time and said, "Oh man, I would love to interview him." So he posted a few hours ago. He goes, "And I'm excited to announce that Heidenreich will be on Insight in June."
Of course he is, man. He's a fucking hustler. He goes and gets what he wants. Ballin', thank you. Caden with the 199, thank you. Zeno with a 5. Solo, if Kofi and Xavier do go to AEW, they should change their name to the New Era and trademark it to spite Triple H.
No, I'd rather go with the New Dawn.
The New Dawn.
Keep the D.
Yeah.
Right? You got to have the D. So like instead of the New Day, it's the New Dawn.
The new era does sound very petty.
No, the new era sounds like something Paul Levesque would say.
Yes, despite Triple H. He's like, trademark it despite Triple H.
Right, but I don't want to keep hearing that. I'm tired of hearing about the new era.
New era, pal.
I'm just sick of hearing it. It's not funny to me. I just don't want to hear the new era anymore.
Boss Mo Jax with a 499. I missed last week's show due to burying my uncle, so I'm glad to be back, catching up on what I missed. Great show this morning with Coach. Love you two guys. 2 thumbs up. Thank you, Boss Mo Jax. And I'm sorry to hear about your uncle, bro. Baby Shaq with a 499. May 19, 20 years ago, Cena Weevil was released featuring Kane. Happy birthday to Chris Van Vliet. Thank you, Baby Shaq. Boss Mo Jackson with a 499. Outside of Jason, Coach, Jesse, are there anyone else you'd like to occasionally work with? TNT for life. No, I've reached my limit. No, but honestly, I don't even watch anybody else in the community. I don't even know what else exists out there. I'm too busy making content and worrying about how to make money over here.
Only so many hours in a day.
Yeah. Keith Smith with the 9 months. Thank you, Keith. Do you think Benoit should be in the Hall of Fame? Why do I feel like we get this question at least once a month? Separately, WWE will put him in, and how much time needs to pass, especially with them running low on inductees?
No.
He will never be in the Hall of Fame,
No.
Keith.
No. I mean, I don't know any other way to answer this question.
No,
it's like the
zero
answer
chance.
will never change. It doesn't matter how many times we get the question. The answer will never change.
Yeah.
He should not be in. He will not be in. Period. End of story.
Havili, thank you, brother, for the $50 mini bomb earlier. Ali with a 2. JD, have you seen the new Mortal Kombat movie? I have not. I would like to, but I got to get to the theater first.
It's quite good.
Sidro. Accidentally ate food coloring. Doctor says I'm okay, but I feel I've died a little inside. And turquoise is the best color. It's been scientifically proven. Thank you, Sidro. I like the first one better. $2 super chat by Sidro. What do you call a typo on a tombstone? A grave mistake.
That's good. I like
That's
that
a
one.
little bit better, yeah. Ray Reezy with a 1999. You have to choose one. Danhausen versus Papa Shango, Danhausen versus the Shockmaster, or Danhausen versus the Boogeyman. I got to go Papa Shango.
Yeah, Papa Shango.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Who wants
Papa
to see
Shango had a magic stick, like a medicine stick, that he would shoot sparks out of. Like, how cool is that?
That's pretty fucking cool. I like the gimmick, even though it was kind of corny. Did you see, by the way, speaking of Papa Shango, I don't know why I thought of this, but I was on Amazon, and apparently releasing in June, they have a new Demolition Dual Funko with Axe and Smash, and they have a Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect Funko coming out in June.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so if you're into at least some of the nicer Funkos, those are going to be they're already on Amazon for pre-order. But I think whatever action figure website that some of the collectors go to, I think there's like a beautiful new Yokozuna and Demolition set. I forgot what the prices were. I think they were pretty expensive. I think Demolition was like $90 and Yokozuna was like $50. But I may look into that. Yeah, it's crazy to see these things. Your childhood, man, you got to pay premium price for reminiscing your childhood.
Well, when I was at the big event, because we had HOG there in November, and they have all the vendors, so I like walking around and just seeing what they have. There was one vendor who had some of the old Hasbro figures, and I never had Demolition. They're my favorite tag team, but I just can never find them. And then he had them there loose, just standing there, and I'm like, oh. So I go over, and I'm like, how much, just out of curiosity, like, how much are these going for? And he goes, look on the bottom of their feet. There's like a price tag. And so I look under one of them. I think it was Axe. And it was like $125.
For one?
Just for Axe.
Oh, my God. Loose.
I was like, thank you. Yeah, loose. Loose. Not even in the package, just loose. I'm like,
no way, man. No
I'm
way.
like, I'll observe, but yeah, that's not gonna happen.
No
So
way.
I walked away.
Those are two I did not have during that era for those Hasbro old figures. Ray Reezy, thank you. Sidro with the $2 super chat. How Lady Gaga likes her steak. I listen. I don't even know how to sing this in tune. Raw, 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 raw. I couldn't tell you one Lady Gaga song, bro.
Do you know what song that's from?
What is that from?
Bad Romance.
Which is what? A movie? What is that? Bad Romance? What is that? What is it? Tell me.
It's a song.
From who?
From Lady Gaga.
I don't know any Lady Gaga, man.
Rah, 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 rah. You never heard that?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I can't put a song to a name, man. I don't listen to this shit.
But you didn't even know what the significance of May 19th was.
No, I didn't.
You live a very sheltered life.
I have. I'm sorry. I don't know why anybody would expect me, of all people, a Lady Gaga song. Sorry, Sidro. I fucked that up because I'm just not cultured enough for this generation, I guess. Jericho with a $20 Super Chat. Brock return feels similar to how The Undertaker retired at Mania at 33 and returned a year later. His match with AJ was great, but 33 will always be his real retirement. I have zero faith in WWE to make sense of Brock's return. Well, hopefully Paul Heyman explains to us what's going on. Undertaker didn't come back a month later after retiring and leaving his coat and his hat in the ring. But I listen. There's no sense in complaining about it. It's WWE 2026. They're gonna do what they want. Bossboy Jackson with a $4.99. I read somewhere there's a Metal Gear Solid movie in development. Should be interesting. Going to see the new Star Wars movie Friday. Hope it's a good one.
There's a new Star Wars movie out this week.
You said Friday.
I guess it would be tied into the Memorial Day holiday.
Yeah.
Man, so many movies. Did you know, The Backrooms is out next week, but there's another horror movie called Passenger. I don't know if I'll have the chance to see it. That's out this week. There's another movie, a horror movie called Pitfall. And when I first saw the name of the movie...
That I saw the preview to. That looks good.
That looks good, but my first thought when I saw the name of the movie was, I thought it was tied into the old game. I'm like, holy shit, they turned fucking Pitfall on the Atari into a horror movie, but apparently there's no connection between the two.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like a good movie. I got to keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, I think that comes out the same day as the Backrooms.
Metal Gear Solid movie. If David Hayter is not playing Solid Snake, I don't want to see it. So we'll see what happens with that. I didn't know about that. Sidro with a $5 Super Chat. As a kid, I was afraid of the dark. Now I look at the electric bill and I'm afraid of the light. Yes. God said to Peter, "Come forth." But Peter came third and won a toaster. All right, you get a little better, Sidro. I like that first one. CM Punk fan with a $10 Super Chat. Brock coming back was dog shit. Also, I might stop watching WWE because of this garbage. And he says Triple H is a bald fraud. Well, thank you, CM Punk fan. Are you really Phil Brooks? I'd love to know. Thank you.
Well, you have us to keep you informed if you do stop.
Yes. Sidro with a $5 Super Chat. Imagine this. Tonga Loa gets inducted into the Hall of Fame for most botches from a wrestler. As he walks up to give his speech, he trips, and the crowd laughs and then claps.
That'd be the greatest Hall of Fame ceremony ever. That happened.
Angel with a $10 Super Chat. SmackDown needs Randy. The shows aren't the same without him. Also, I think he's on his way back soon since they keep coming out with new merch for him. Cody versus Randy will happen at SummerSlam. It's either Cody versus Randy if he's healthy or Cody versus Punk if they move him over to Friday night, which I'm hoping is the case, so we get him back on television. It doesn't matter that they're releasing new merch. WWE releases the merch because they got a $3 billion debt they got to pay to TKO. So hopefully he's not injured. He is definitely needed on Friday night. Bro Mobile with a $5 Super Chat. I was watching Solo's video on MVP yesterday, and I've come to the conclusion that he is the hater of the year. Maybe even hater of the decade. Well, yeah, he doesn't like Triple H for whatever reason. I don't know.
He does not like Paul Levesque.
No. Chicago, 4MBK, $2 Super Chat. Thanks for another great TNT. Best of the best. Thank you, Chicago.
Thank you.
We will be in Chicago in a month's time.
Yes, we will. June 19th.
Yeah. Basic with the 38 months. Bruh. Jelly Roll versus Legner's Jeans. Book that now. I'm taking Legner's Jeans for sure. Hollywood guy with a $5 Super Chat. Do you guys think that Brock just put his career on the line at SummerSlam and lose and retire for good, or will money keep Brock coming back?
Yeah, I mean, the problem is, like, at this point, now that he did come back after what they did at WrestleMania, like, him putting his career on the line, like, it doesn't even mean anything anymore. Like,
No.
who could take it seriously?
No.
That's the only problem when you do something like this. You can't then turn around and expect people to buy into, oh my God, but now his career is really on the line. Like, nah.
Well, let me ask you, now that they did that whole symbolic thing at WrestleMania and now he's back to wrestle Oba Femi, do we get Oba and Brock at Night of Champions in Saudi, and then we get Gunther and Brock at SummerSlam, and he retires Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, or no? Is that their way out of it?
No, they're not. Brock didn't come back to lose 2 in a row like that.
Yeah.
To go to Saudi and lose to Oba, and then so actually it would be 3 in a row because he lost to Mania.
Yeah.
But I would presume he would win. I guess you're saying he would win at Clash in Italy, so then he would lose again at Night of Champions, and then he would lose to Gunther.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Brock came back to. I don't think Brock at all has any interest in Gunther. Period.
I don't get the sense that that is something on the agenda.
No. It'd be a great match. I just don't think Brock wants it.
I mean, look, we talk about these great matches with Brock at this point. Let's just be honest. Like, they're all going to be the same. They're going to be 4 minutes. We can visualize the match in our brains, whether it's Oba, whether it's Gunther. We're at a point now where, like, all of his matches are going to basically be the same.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's like, yeah, it could be a really good match, but it's not something I'm dying to see. Like, man, that match would be incredible. No, that match is going to be exactly what you would expect that match to be.
Everybody's waiting for a Brock Lesnar, Bryan Danielson classic, like from yesteryear.
It's not happening.
Hollywood guy, thank you. Andy with a $4.99. I got to say, in my opinion, AAA is the best product out of every weekly show. Long-term booking and great matches. Yes, it feels like NXT Mexico, but it's better than before. Well, that's exactly what they want it to be. It's like a black and gold version of AAA. Don Stoney with a $2 super chat. Favorite wrestling event that you've attended?
WrestleMania 30.
I've never been to a WrestleMania. I'd have to say All In, the first All In. Me and Jesse were there.
And then also, I will throw in the first Double or Nothing.
That was great, too. Yeah, we were there.
That Cody and Dustin match?
Yeah, we were there. Don Stoney with a $5 super chat. Better Van Vliet interview, JD or Solomonster? You mean out of the two of the ones that we did to get separately, or is it just his favorite interview, period?
I think he's saying of the 2 interviews, because Chris interviewed you,
yeah,
and Chris interviewed me.
Yeah.
The only thing is that I regret is that we did the interview. We had talked
virtually.
about doing the virtually. We talked about doing the interview a couple of years before COVID, and then we did it in 2021. And because of COVID, we ended up doing it virtually. You did yours in person.
I did mine in person during that first Double or Nothing weekend. And actually, no, it was in Chicago. What was that? It might have been All Out. It was All Out. Yeah. So I wish I could take that back and do it all over again. I'm a completely different person than I was then. But I had a good time, and he's fucking killed it, as you guys see. Yeah. Base Bears for the $2 super chat. Solo got sleep paralysis with Brie mode. I did.
It was the famous MRI story. They played music, and you're not supposed to move. You have to stay absolutely still during an MRI. And I made the mistake of letting them play. They'll let you play music from your Spotify playlist on a loudspeaker. And so they were playing random wrestling stuff, and Brie mode came on.
God.
And I couldn't move. And you haven't felt horror until you're laying in a cylindrical tube, unable to move, listening to Brie mode.
Oh my God.
Quite the experience.
I do not envy you at all. Endless boredom with a $1.99. Triple H of 2021 outclasses Triple H of 2026 creative-wise. Yes, he does. He's all about the moment now, and he whores his talent out for a great moment. Thanks, Beers, for the $2 super chat. Mason Rook looks like a heavy Rhea Ripley. Oh my God! Wasn't he in the main event tonight with Tony D'Angelo and Miles Bourne?
I have no idea. I'm busy. I'm doing another show.
Apparently, bro, Dark State had their Shield moment where someone got booted out of the group. You see this tonight?
No, I was doing a show called Tuesday Night Titans. So
chat was all over it earlier.
I, in fact, did not see this.
Furious Nation with a 499. What's up, JD and Soul? Happy May 19th and happy birthday to CVV. Great dude overall. Thank you, Furious. Don Stoney with a 2. Mason Rook should be the DoorDash mascot. All right, guys. Enough with the Mason Rook game.
Hey, you better show some respect. You're looking at the first John Cena Classic champion.
Probably.
The way Cena talks him up, I wouldn't be surprised.
Don Stoney, thank you with a 2. Furious with a 499. Benoit was a great wrestler, but he will never go into the Hall of Fame. With what he did to Nancy and Daniel, who both had no choice to die, like Paul Heyman said. Yes, he's never going into the Hall of Fame. I don't know why this is still always brought up here every now and then. I don't get it. Tone VC with a 20. I can see why you're a mark for Alter Bridge. That was a great show. My first time seeing them. Brother, it will not be your last. I guarantee the next time they're in town, you'll be there for their second show. Thank you. Don Stoney with a 5. Shout out to Don Tony Wrestling Soup and Spitball Media. And as always, RIP Kevin Castle. Thank you, Don. And we have 2 more here, and then we will bid you adieu. Furious Nation with a 499. Reggie in the Bianca Sasha match at WrestleMania 37 would have been absolutely atrocious. Yet there are geeks that want Vince back. Be careful what you wish for. Yeah, that would have been awful. And I don't believe that was even pitched as an idea, but I'm not surprised at who it came from.
Yeah, I talked about that on the Uncrowned Wrestling show today. Like, I couldn't even believe what I was saying.
Oh, my God. If you needed any more indication that Vince didn't appreciate women's wrestling, that's all you need to know. And Ross with a 199. A great show. Today is my 43rd birthday. Well, Ross, happy birthday, Ross. Enjoy your day, brother. We are out of here in 2 hours and 40 minutes. Look at that.
Nice and economical.
Yes, it is. I'm going to leave it to Jason to sound us off for another great week. We'll be back with a more full plate of TNT next week, as always, for 148.
I just want to send best wishes to Vladimir, the superfan, who he took a fall recently and hurt himself. He's in the hospital right now. He's doing a little bit better, apparently. I've had the chance to meet him a bunch of times. I mean, I've seen him on television at so many events going so far back. It's just insane. He truly is like the superfan. And every time I see him, whether it's on TV or I met him in person, like always has a smile on his face. And I'm sorry to hear him going through some tough health issues, but hopefully he'll pull through and he'll be okay. So shout out to him.
There you go. And hopefully we will see you guys Friday nights. NYC Arena, House of Glory. We have Waging War live on Trillo TV Plus. So if you guys are in the building, come and say what's up. If you cannot be, please join us on pay-per-view. We will be at the show on Friday night. So make sure you guys go and do that. Would really appreciate it. Again, thank you guys for all your support. We'll be right back here next week for more Tuesday Night Titans with episode 148. And oh yeah, please go get a t-shirt. Brand new shirt. They are incredible looking. Shout out to Salrex. They are now available on fourthwall.com. You guys can get your TNT merch. And we will see you next week right back here on 148. See you guys later.